you all. We're back on our 2-day trip on the Pride. We'll talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about yellowtail fishing. That blue sky has already come up and said, where are those yellows? They're standing on the island. We'll talk about how they're being caught. Oh, geez. I'm going to take one more thing.
Microphone now. I know some of you out there are wondering, have I completely lost my mind? And I have. So let me start over. It's the Freeman Adventures Live podcast. It is great to be back with you all, back from our Pride trip, 2-day trip, which we'll go into great detail about. We fished San Nicolas Island, and then we were out bouncing around looking for Dorado. There's already been a question up there, and Blue Sky said, hey, where are those yellowtail biting? So we're going to cover all of that. We got Chef Jason here without his beard. Oh my God, you need to put that beard back on, dude. Horrible. I think I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Anthony Amalfitano is here tonight, and his wife Jen will be here in a little bit. And live, she's going to show you how to make her favorite ceviche dish. And then we're going to serve it to Janelle and Tony, who are up in the front office. I went up there and I told them about it, Anthony, and they were like, we want to sample it. You know, they're all over it. So that should be really, really great. So we're going to cover the latest fishing, talk about our Pride 2-day trip, talk about our reschedule on the trip on the Relentless. That reschedule date now is October the 29th. It leaves on Saturday night, fishes Sunday, and we're back in Monday morning. That might be better for you. I think we've got 3 spots, so most everybody transferred over and they want to do that trip, but some people couldn't make it, so you are welcome to join us. All you got to do, send me a text at 657-227-6459, and I've got a lot of other stuff to go over with you. First of all, let me thank some sponsors, and we'll start with Opsin Fluorocarbon, www.opsinusa.com. Opsin is our #1 fluorocarbon. If you put FAN at checkout, Greg Brown will send you a love note with his favorite perfume on there. Don't let your wife see it. And he'll also send you a free gift. Daiwa is our rod and reel sponsor. Talk about making dreams come true. They provided a rod to us on board the Pride. We were able to provide it to Jonathan Morales on his 15th birthday. And guess what Jonathan did? He slam dunked his first white sea bass, the first sea bass in a bite at San Nicolas Island. It was fantastic. So thank you, Daiwa, for making kids' dreams come true and making adults' dreams come true with some of the best tackle you could ever imagine and affordably priced for all of you. Blacktail hooks, talk about affordably priced. Blacktail hooks are fantastic. We use them all the time and they work great. 22nd Street Landing, where we find ourselves here this evening. They've got an amazing fleet of boats there. Really great stuff. It's such a great place. Manager Mike Morrison does such a fabulous job. Mike, by the way, where are you? You're supposed to be on here with me tonight. So 22nd Street, second to none. Malahini Sport Fishing, my good friend Bill Wilkerson. Bill does such a great job down there at H&M Landing in San Diego, running those morning trips until the afternoon, and it is flat fantastic. I'll tell you, nothing like fishing with Bill on the Malahini. Island Fishing Tackle in the beautiful city of Carson, California. Sam De La Torre and staff, the minute you walk in the door, somebody's saying, how can I help you? What can I get you? Not trying to sell you something, trying to help you make the right tackle decision at your price point. They're great. Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California. There at Big Fish, you'll find all your surf fishing stuff, and you'll also find all the big tackle you need for marlin and tuna, so much more. They've got it all. Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Great folks down there. I know you're going to love that. A couple more to go. Ventura Sport Fishing in Ventura Harbor. Love Tucker McCombs. He does such a great job there on board the Endeavor. And of course, Cody Rogers over there on the Island Spirit, and Steve Virtue on the old Matt Walsh. It's now called the California, and he does a great job on there. Fish Taco Chronicle Magazine. Sean, I don't know where it is. Para el Baño for the bathroom, maybe. Somebody put it in there. But Fish Taco Chronicle Magazine's doing a great job all the time. All right, we got that out of the way. Before we get into the meat of the show, I want to talk to you about something. All right? So, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, I was on an afternoon stroll down at the beach when I came across a deceased male who had washed up on the beach. It turns out that his name was Mustafa Osama Jamil, and he was an Egyptian national. So, I felt bad. And I don't know how to describe it to you exactly, but there's this dead body, nobody else is around. I dial 911, the paramedics show up, pronounce him dead. Coroner shows up, Seal Beach Police. I got interviewed 3 or 4 different times, and it was sad, but it didn't hit me that hard until just last night when I get this comment on YouTube. Actually, the comment was made previously, but I was out on the Pride. I get this comment, and it's his sister-in-law. And his sister-in-law says, "Mr. Phil," something to this effect, "thank you so much for bringing us closure. We deeply appreciate it. God bless you. Praise Allah." And then all of a sudden, I knew the guy had loved ones. I knew that he had family. He had to. But it started to hit home. And then I had a half-hour conversation with his cousin just a few hours ago. And man, oh man, these guys, their birthdays were 5 days apart. They did everything together. They traveled together. They grew up together. It was really an emotional conversation. And he was just trying to figure out what happened to his cousin. And so I could shed very little light on that because I'm not trained in any way, as you well know. So I could just lend an ear and be a compassionate person. And I'll tell you, just that he was calling from United Arab Emirates. That cultural exchange that was going on between him and myself, it was a beautiful moment. And he even said at the end, he said, "Man, it is so nice to talk to somebody from another country who has the kind of compassion that you do." And I'm not blowing smoke up. It's not me. It was just that nice thing that I was able to have with his cousin. So once again, we'll remember Mustafa in our thoughts and prayers. We hope that the family gets more closure. They learn the autopsy is not final yet. So once that is done, I'm sure they'll get some more closure out of it. All right, let's move on to some fishing stuff now. Dan Smith, he says he is ready. Travis Bright, hello Phil and everyone. MJM, how's it going, family? And Phil, it's going great. Great to see you. Israel, hello Friedman Adventures family. Man, this is a great family. I will tell you that right now. We're getting close to 1 million views. I owe that all to you. I was talking to Anthony just a moment ago and Bob Gifford. We're going to do something. We're going to get a big cake. We'll put 1 million views on it, and then we'll have you all come down here. We'll drink coffee. You can drink whatever it is, maybe champagne, and we'll have a little celebration on the house just to thank you for making that happen. So that should be fantastic. Lipper the Fisherman, looking forward to another great show. We hope to provide that for you. Dan Smith, yeah, we're all brothers and sisters in the world. Thanks for sharing this, Phil. Yeah, I'll tell you, Dan, it's so true, and I've learned that traveling and living in other countries, whether it's Costa Rica, where I still have a lot of dear friends, Mexico, where I have a lot of hermanos y hermanas, whether it's Taiwan or China or Vietnam or Thailand, all of those places are full of wonderful people. As my parents taught me many years ago, there's 2 types of people in the world. Not black, not white, not whatever and whatever. That's divisive. There's 2 types of people, decent and not so decent. And there's a lot of decent people in this world, so it's a great thing. James Mosier was here last week. Was it last week he was here?
Yes.
Yeah, James is a great guy. What's up, Phil? Just to keep you posted, I'm getting on the survey trip on Thursday. I'm so glad you got in touch with his cousin. James actually made that happen because the cousin reached out to James first, and James said, I can put you in touch with Phil, so that's great. He is making reference, you guys, to a survey trip where they're going to go out, I think, for 10 days, and they're going to fish rockfish to try to determine how viable, what shape the rockfish fishery is in. So he is doing super important work. And James is not only going to be checking in with us, but he's going to provide us with video and photos and so much more. This is really important stuff that they're doing over there out of Newport Landing, and we're privy to get that information. So really, really stoked about that. By the way, Anthony, good job with the Dorado and fixing the stage up. It looks really good, man. I appreciate that very much. Ernie Montano Thanks, Phil, for updating all of Southern California with your awesome fishing reports. My pleasure, Ernie. Thanks for making us better. Naughty Boy, 70 up. What's up, everybody? Greetings from Central Cal. All right, which one of you two wants to join me for a little bit here now, or both you guys?
Jason's got to show his face off.
All right, Jason, come on in here. Now, you know, Jason has a beard.
Jason was on the trip. I wasn't.
Oh, that's right. Was he? Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the
Yeah, you were on the Pride.
Yes, I was on the Pride.
Oh, my God. Well, why did you do that?
Oh, I don't know. I was looking kind of old, so I said, you know, it's getting kind of
I'm not
gray.
used to it, dude.
So I shaved it off. So
I'm used to the beard.
don't worry, in a week it'll be right back to where it was. So it grows fast.
Oh, that's all right. We're only kidding you.
But I wanted to lose 10 years. You know, if I want to feel younger. So
All right, you did it. So the Pride trip, man, that day at San Nicolas Island was a special day.
Oh.
I mean, especially when you throw in the kid, Jonathan, catching his fish. And then you had Scott and his dad, Brian, and they were having a great time. That whole father-son thing was bitching.
yeah, they were having a great time and catching. Man, they had a couple of big sheep's head. We had those white sea bass that came in. The young kid with his birthday got the white sea bass. It was awesome to see that kind of stuff. And then it all just came through with all the different rockfish we caught. It was a great trip and lots of big sized fish, which is nice and always fun, you know, to pull on. We lost a lot of fish to the structure, which shows you how big the fish were that we were catching.
Yeah, I mean, they were big.
Yeah, you know.
Including a 250-pound black sea bass.
Oh, man, I think it was awesome.
That
you
kicked
know?
Mike's butt.
Big time. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty bitchin'.
He was sweating it and had to hand it off of us.
So I looked at him and I go, hey, would you like to hand that off to Axel there? And he goes, yeah. So he handed it off. He was in this battle, sweat pouring down. Watch the video. We've got it on there. You'll be able to see it. But it was funny. And Axel put the screws to it.
Oh, to it. And how long did they fight it for? Axel fought it for 10 minutes. What did he fight it for, 30 or more minutes? So it was definitely a wild battle. And it was, what is this coming up?
Yeah, I know. It was great. And one comment about Axel and Robbie, Mike, Bruce, they worked their tails off.
Definitely.
And not only, I mean, it's one thing to be a hard worker, but to know what you're doing. Those guys were so good on deck.
Oh, exactly.
It was amazing.
And to tie everybody's hooks all the time.
Yeah.
And asked and to show you so you knew from dropper looping to, you know, because we switched between all the different things. I brought 6 different setups just because between rockfish and surface, you know, everything that we were fishing, it was everything from the top to the bottom.
Right.
So,
I was prepared for Robbie because Tom Durr said that kid kicks ass. That kid works so hard. Tom Durr doesn't have anything good to say about Mother Teresa. So when he said something good, I figured, oh my God, this guy's going to be, and he was.
Hey, the guy talks shit to me. We know how that goes. But yeah, Robbie, he was on the trip, I think the last time we were on the Pride. What a great kid. Works very hard, you know, on the bait tank, filleting stuff, doing everything that's got to be done. I was the last one asleep and the first one awake, and he was up there with me. So between him and Axel, it was a great trip with those guys there to help us out.
It sure was. We'll go into more detail. Let me just read a couple more comments. Naughty Boy 78, what's up, everybody? Greetings from Central Cal. Hey, you guys catching that albacore up there still?
Right.
What's up with that? James Mosier, one team, one dream. Love it, man. Yeah, I agree, man. Not only that, we got our Mexico thing coming up here pretty soon. I'm not going to tell you what the new plan is quite yet, but I think we got another boat that has offered to take all the clothing and everything down. I guess, here I'm talking like, you know, I should have this figured out, but I might as well just make this real so everybody out there. I guess what we're going to do is go down 4 or 5 days early and then organize the gifts for children, adults,
okay.
I'm guessing. And then
Well, you know
on
what,
Dia
if
de
it-
Reyes, the 6th of January, we'll give it out.
Well, and you know we're going to have a lot of toys, too, because it's going to be right there around Christmas time.
Right.
So that'll be
I was curious as
something.
to how much stuff we could really bring too, as far as like, because
Customs-wise, you mean?
No,
Well, I
no.
don't really want to discuss that.
no,
Yeah, right.
Actually, in my mind, I was thinking about
Mexican
bringing
customs.
some of my tools, so I can maybe help some people. out
Dude,
while we're
yeah,
down
somebody
there.
else offered a bunch of tools. We can. I'll have to talk to
I know we're limited
the boat
on
work.
space and weight.
Yeah, but not anymore. I think we're good. But I probably have 800 soccer pants and shirts.
Wow.
And that's just, and then I got, way more stuff.
yeah.
It's
Wow.
way more. So That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do that. And
Definitely.
James Moser is going to be down there. James, you just got recruited with your drone and get some drone footage of us arriving. That should be really, really,
But
really
yeah,
cool.
hopefully it's just fishing, being on the beach, having a good time. Because it's not just going to be giving stuff out. It's about hanging out with the people that are there and, taking it all in.
Sam De La Torre says, you look like a new man. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't
Yeah,
you?
something.
Yeah. So that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he does. That's neither handsome or not handsome, just like a new man. Thanks,
I
Sam.
still need to get some sun on it, so it's only been a day or two.
Blue skies, I have, what is that word? C-A-P-H-E? With my cake. Thank you. Coffee with my cake, right?
Yep.
Coffee. All right, James Moser. I had a guy this morning checking in. So he's down there at Newport Landing complaining that he didn't catch anything. Come to find out, he only caught a black sea bass. I had to tell him I've been fishing for 37 years and I've got one. Yeah, I mean, even though you have to return it, that's a bitch and catch.
Oh, and it's a lot of work. I mean, I seem to be pretty lucky or unlucky, if you want to say, and I catch one every few trips. But definitely, it's one of those things where you think you got a white sea bass, and then it's like no. But it's about the fight, not about taking the fish. I mean, that's why we catch and release so many.
Right.
It's not all about keeping. You only keep what you're going to use, and you want to return it back. And catching more and more out there just shows that there's a lot of more fish out there.
Yeah, Nick was great, wasn't it?
Oh, it's awesome. And then to be so shallow and being so far offshore, it's a lot different than fishing Catalina or the other islands. So it's kind of cool to be 5 miles offshore and only be in 200 feet of water.
Yeah,
that's true.
and Bruce Smith, he was the one who made the decision to do it. When he told me about it at first, I said, I'm 100% with you on this because that daytime tuna bite had been very iffy, and finding a kelp with Dorado on it now is almost impossible. Then you could still find some fish, but then you could go blank too. So
Yeah.
if we did that for 2 days, you got a boat full of people with no fish.
Yep.
Got all that in the bank. Caught some fish at night. We had 4 or 5 bluefin at night.
Yep.
Had that one fish while I was doing the podcast.
Yep.
Look-
That our man, the ringer, came in and pulled in real
Joe
quick.
Martinez, man.
He's
That
the
guy.
ringer. He's the ringer. Whenever we need something, hey, when we do a tournament, he's going to be our guy.
You
want
to sit in here with us? Come on
Well, I
over.
was just going to ask you guys.
Come on in here so we can hear you. We'll put this right in the middle. People, then they don't have to look at his face. They can look
Yeah,
at yours
right?
too.
blinding everybody because it's so shiny.
Anthony Amalfitano, everybody. A huge part of the show. Thanks for the likes. Keep them coming, everybody. The more likes, the better it is for us. We appreciate it very, very much. Go, Anthony.
Oh, so I was going to say, I wasn't on the trip, and I was thinking about this earlier. I've never caught a bluefin or anything on like a big, heavy knife jig. Did a sinker rig and had some luck, and I think back when like the Shimano Buffalo style flatfall was a thing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I caught one, but I never caught one on like a traditional, what we would call a knife jig now. And I was just wondering what size, like what grams Joe was going with.
He uses the same jig
The
that he caught that
exact one.
300 pound.
Yep, the same one, and I want to say it's either a 300 or a 400 gram.
I'm going to say,
Okay.
yeah.
With
I'm
a
going to say
big-
4.
With a big treble hook on the back, and I want to say he has double assist hooks on it. But it
Okay.
could be just a single assist hook at the top, but it's the same one. It's red.
What was the
with
brand?
glow. I can't remember.
Joe,
the
are
brand.
you watching the show? And
Yeah.
can you please answer these questions?
I think
Or
I,
if Dave Rosenthal's on there, he knows the same one.
Oh, yeah, there
They
you
were
go.
Using the same one.
I
There
think
you
when
go.
Sam was on one time, or God, somebody was on, I asked him about knife jigs. It was a slow pitch guy, and I asked him about brands of jigs. I know West Coast Jiggers was one of them, and I've seen some stuff on YouTube about that, but I don't really know what like a real popular go-to knife jig is. I know that sounds funny, but I just never had any luck on a knife jig. So, but yeah, maybe I was going too light and I was just too scoped out.
Well, let's see. Well, Joe told me that he goes, the most important thing is when the captain says drop, go get down there fast. That's his
possible.
opinion.
Yeah.
And-
Okay?
Well, he got-
and it works
yeah.
all. It
Well,
works
he got
pretty
the
good
one,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And not to give the secret away, but it
Give
helps-
that damn secret
It
away.
helps to be on the bow, and it helps to toss out because you're usually coming.
Is
back
that what he
on it.
does? He's up in the bow all the time, isn't he?
So by the time it's vertical.
You're vertical by the time you're down because
Yeah.
the point is to get down as quickly as possible. The first people that get down there are the people that get hit, and it doesn't really matter color or any of that kind of stuff. It's about who gets down there.
Yeah.
Big Duke 10 or Big Duke X fishing off Huntington Beach this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to be awesome. Lots of low flying metal will be in the air. Watch your casting, boys. They got an air show going on, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I love
Always,
it.
yeah.
I freaking love it.
You're gonna see it. That you're right there.
I
So
know.
you're going right next to where you're at. So.
Bitchin'. I
Maybe
can't wait.
maybe we'll have a P1 Mustang out of Maverick in there, on that show. That'd be
Oh
cool.
my God, yeah. Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, that
Yeah,
should be great.
I,
Gifford, you have to come over there and watch that. The air show in Huntington Beach. That sounds great. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been right next to people, and another thing too. I mean, have you caught one on a knife jig or?
One.
Was it
Yeah.
on the drop or?
On the drop, yeah.
So that was another thing. So I feel like maybe I am getting too scoped out on the days that I was doing it. Maybe it was just a little too windy, and I got to step up to that like 400, 450 gram maybe. And I know as the water gets colder here, I might have a chance to still get one this year, but I haven't got a bluefin on any kind of night bite or knife jig. So I'm
Well, on
looking
this
forward to
last trip, there was hardly any wind, and I mean, you could have fished a 200 and got down there.
that. Really?
Yeah, it was flat calm.
Yeah,
Really?
flat
Beautiful.
calm, no
Oh,
current
wow.
hardly. It was ridiculous.
Naughty Boy says the beard took off 20 years.
20. Everybody's been saying 10, so I'll take 20 for sure.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Naughty Boy, he owes you. James Mosier, it's the battle. Only harvest what you can eat.
320.
Sage advice.
Exactly.
Lipper the Fisherman, when you guys get a chance, I was thinking of taking my kayak out of Cabrillo, but I heard the currents are bad getting out the gate. Is the fishing on the inside good enough to just stay inside? Yeah, I think so. In the
It's
bay?
fun if you want to mess around.
Yeah.
You catch some bass and stuff. You can stay on the inside.
Spotted bay bass.
There's a lot of kelp right between that piling that comes up with the light and where the lighthouse is. I mean, that's where we catch mackerel. So.
Oh my God, James Mosier says Captain Woody and Captain Andrew are here. Hi to Anthony and Jason. They say, you remember those guys, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
what's
last
up,
week.
James?
Woody's got that head of hair that I'm so envious of, man. I love it. And Captain Andrew, does he have a head of hair? I don't remember. But great guys, no question about it. So
I got a little bit of dope actually on that. I was actually at the boat ramp, and I saw a charter fisherman that was a fly fisherman, and he was fishing on what we call the like the middle part of the wall, the
middle wall.
municipal wall.
yeah.
And he was a fly fisherman. He said he got 25 they released them all, but he said he got 25 calicos. I don't know how he was doing it, but I just kind of got caught up in a conversation with him. This was 2 days ago, early in the morning. I was going out and he was coming in, so he got out there early. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Calico bite on the municipal wall was going off. So
Out here, I mean,
yeah, right here.
yeah.
The middle
So
break.
for that person, I was just saying, for instance, the middle part of the wall, he was using flies. So I mean, if you have maybe some shrimp or even chunk bait, I'd imagine it would work. Maybe they're spawning and the calico bite is really on the wall right
It
now.
should be good. I mean,
Yeah.
the water's still super warm, and that's all it needs, man. That warm water, and those things bite,
calico
especially
get
those
on
big ones. Yeah. Going back to the knife jig thing again, just
Yeah.
to mention, because I picked Joe's brain also. Not much of a pick, about 30 seconds and you're done. Just kidding, Joe. But he said if the captain says drop 200 feet, he drops 300.
300.
If he says drop 400, he drops 500. He goes down deeper and then comes up and then drops. So, I mean, this guy, he's got the only 300 pounder this year.
And it's funny because I think what you're saying is the exact opposite of what I do. I guess maybe I'm kind of dropping down and they say 200 feet, and I'm like, I think I'm at 200 feet. And it wasn't until, recently I really I got the meter line from Sam, and I think that's going to really help me. I haven't got to use that line yet we got it specifically for Mad Max because we wanted to know how far the Mad Max were back. But I haven't got to use it for knife jigging, and I think that having the metered line or just even marking my line is probably help me out.
Oh, yeah,
Every
definitely.
100 feet for sure.
Right,
Because
yeah.
the fish swing either up or down, so it could be shallower or deeper. I mean,
I really want to get one on. I want to feel that slack and just be like, am I on? I'm on.
Yeah, right.
I want that uniqueness.
God, the hilarious thing on this pride trip. So, what's his name? Joe.
Joe.
Bit. He's on, and then all of a sudden, two guys go, "Yeah!" and
I'm
they're
on.
on. And so, but you're looking, and it's like there's no line coming off the reel, but they're
it's
bent.
like they're
and
bringing an anchor up.
so I get over with Joe, and then they had rock cod. They had
No
a
way.
freaking boccaccio and a freaking red that ate their knife
At
jig.
this, right after the bluefin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the
How
bluefin.
How deep was it?
I don't know how deep it was.
Probably 400 feet. We weren't that far off, so I mean.
Yeah.
So some random bluefin come cruising
Yeah, when they
through.
called it was like 200 feet, so Joe's at 300 feet.
Well, no, we
And-
weren't fishing rock. I mean,
No, we were
I saw a
fishing
foamer
bluefin.
off the bow. I was in the middle of a podcast with Bruce Smith, And then I said, hey, we better get out there. And he goes, yeah, let's go, because we heard Joe get bit.
Got you.
And then everybody dropped, and these guys catching
love the
friggin'
rockfish.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
we're like, we're out of here. We're going.
So
out.
you guys were targeting bluefin at that moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not even really. We were trying to like just get off the island a little bit so we can get into the zone.
well, I mean, we were
Oh.
targeting him
saw
once
it.
we saw those.
Why do you think he was doing a
Got you.
podcast? It's like, oh, we got a little bit of time. We got like an hour run to where we're
Go
going.
on.
Actually, you know what? I don't know that I anticipated that happening, but I said to Bruce, hey, if we see a foamer, let's just go with it, okay? And make it part of the show, because it'll be bitching. And he's like, okay.
And it happened?
Yeah, it happened.
Straight
12
up.
minutes in, man. I look, I go, what
That's
is-
crazy.
I think I see a foamer there, man. And then when he looked, we're both looking, and a big bluefin came out of the water, and this bait just jumps
Really?
out of the water, and he pulls him
Dude,
back.
they were
and-
jumping on the side of the boat. Like, I mean, there was nice, 20 pounders, like 20 to
Damn.
40, just
I wonder what they were
on the side of the
chasing.
boat.
It was bigger bait too. Not
Yeah.
not that big, but I
But
mean,
no,
it
like-
wasn't that micro
Yeah, yeah,
chovy.
yeah.
It was bigger bait.
Like
It was wild.
It was pretty crazy, man.
almost
wish
like
I would've
fly
hooked it.
fishing size almost.
Ernie Montano pays way more attention to our shows than we do, because he says it was a 320 gram jig.
Yep.
Which makes sense, right? You said between 300 and 400.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing super crazy. None of those 600-gram crazy things to get down.
It wasn't super massive. Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's
James
just a nice long,
James Mosier says first in, first to get a bite.
Yep.
I mean,
Every
it's
time.
like, I mean, it's not like rock cod fishing, but it is like rock cod fishing. When the guy says drop,
Drop.
frickin' I want to drop, man.
Just like when he says, wind it in, you better wind it in, or we're
Because you
driving
figure,
away.
I mean, those 16-ounce torpedoes, we're talking grams.
Yeah,
10 is
don't-
280. I mean, it's got to be upwards of
16
like
times 30.
almost 400 grams, right?
Yep,
So
16 times
close.
30 is what it is.
Is it?
Yeah, 30 grams to the ounce, pretty much.
Okay.
It's
28,
like
yeah,
28, so.
That's pretty heavy then, from what,
Well, guys are fishing 1,000-pound ones now, or 1,000-gram
Are
ones
they?
now. Yeah, going deep drop stuff.
Yeah.
Here or somewhere else?
Oh, on the East Coast they do it all the time, but if you're deep dropping for swordfish and that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Sir, hook up daily. Williamson knife jigs have worked well for me.
Well, okay, cool.
So there you go, man. Yeah, that's a great tip. Thank you.
I know,
So-
like I said, I know every brand has their knife jig, but West Coast jiggers or something that's like that, something that's more like a little personal. I'd love to, get one and make it happen. There'll be someday I'll get out there and get on a 2.5 day or something.
James Moser says that the air show is actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Ooh, I
Bitchin',
gotta take the
can't
kids
wait,
down
man.
there, yeah.
You should come over to
Which
Surfside.
I've never been
Yeah,
there.
they're going to launch out of
You never been over
Surfside,
there?
Not
so
where you're at. No,
yeah, you should come over there. That'll
You'll
be
see them
good.
launch out of there. That's where they're going to go out of.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
No, they're gonna.
That Navy base?
Yeah, most of them are out of the Navy base.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
good. That'll be bitching. I'm into it. Matt Pastel. I didn't recognize Jason until I saw the tattoo of his brother and his dad on his left forearm. So you talked about Matt.
Or they hear my voice. One of the
Matt
two.
is a great guy. You remember Matt?
Yep, definitely.
He's a super good guy, man. He was catching all these giant sea. Thanks, Matt. It's good to see you on here tonight, man. And it was really nice to fish with you and have you on board that latest Freeman Adventures trip. That was really special and super nice guy, right?
Yep, awesome.
Super
That's-
nice
That's what's
guy.
great about all the people that come on our trip is they're all, the cream of the crop of fishermen.
Travis
No.
Bride has a great idea, and I've been thinking about doing this, and I haven't put it into action. I'm going to put it into action now, since we're finally starting to get a little bit of a break from what's going on. He says, how about a surf fishing meetup fundraiser to help with the cost of getting the closing donations to Mexico?
Okay, yeah.
Travis, there's no question about it. We're going to have to do something because, I mean, just even the driving around and everything, which we just do. These guys help me. We're just doing that.
Gas prices are through
But
the roof.
yeah,
Everything.
we're definitely going to have to do something, especially when it comes to shipping this stuff. Although I got Plan B,
Hopefully,
or Plan and this might really work. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Axel Ram Mustad Rasta 420
Oh, okay, perfect.
jig.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I was using the Rasta too. I was using actually the 420. I didn't get bid on it, but I was using that.
James Moser says I'm in the takeoff pattern. I love it, man. I'm going to be out there. I think I'll go watch Top Gun Maverick, and then I'll walk.
We got to
out
watch
there.
the first one and the second one.
Yeah, I've watched the second one 400 times already.
I'll start
Please
giving
give us a like. We appreciate everything, my friends. Keep it going. And good morning, friend. Good job, my friend, says USEP Farm Fishing. Where you at, my friend? Good morning. Maybe, I don't know. So, my friend Ricky Carvajal, I got to bring, in case you're not up to date on all this, and you're going to have a question tonight for these people, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Ricky Carvajal is part owner of the Apollo,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've known Ricky for probably 40 years.
Oh, I
And
wanted to ask you a question. Yeah, keep going.
he just bought a boat, and he's going to move it to Puerto Vallarta, and that's where they focus on those giant yellowfin tuna. And I
Okay.
love the boat. You'll see it pop up here behind me, everybody. You'll see a boat up there. They're going to put a brand new sonar on it. They're going to put air conditioning, redo the bunk room. They're going to put huge bait tanks on it. There it is. They're going to do all of that, and look at that thing. That's
could be a
pretty
fast
bitchin',
boat,
right?
yeah.
It goes 15 knots.
Oh, wow.
So it goes pretty fast.
I was gonna ask you, have you ever? I've never. The reason I'm asking is because I've never done it. Have you? How fast can you Can you wahoo fish from a sport boat? Do they troll from sport boats down
Yeah.
there? Like, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
you said big yellowfin, so I'm guessing there's wahoo and
yeah, right, yeah.
But I mean, people are like, oh, you got to troll at 20 knots. It's like, but you don't have to, right?
No,
I mean, okay.
no.
No, because they do
They'll
that
bite
stuff
it at
even
10
on-
knots.
Yeah, even on the Independence and those ones.
Yeah, you
Oh,
get
really?
bit
Okay,
trolling
yeah.
marauders at 8, 10 knots.
I
Yeah.
would love to do a trip like that.
Have you caught a wahoo?
No.
Have
I've
you?
never been
Yeah.
into like
I lived in
really
Hawaii. Come on.
Oh, there you go.
like Mag Bay, Hawaii, like anything. I've never done anything like that. This is my tropical fishing this year, and we were just talking about. I cannot believe we hung the Dorado in the graces of the great Dorado fishing. I hope you guys like the Dorado hang, but
Good job, you guys. Bob Gifford, thank you for spoofing. This place
Yeah,
looks
nice
way
reader
better.
look.
I
Yeah.
can't believe it. I can't believe that me and Jason we went and we got it, and it might not come back. So we're really, really thankful.
Yeah, that's the question, boys. So
Oh,
what's the
I know.
answer? Are they gone from LA Orange County area?
Well, hopefully,
Yes or no?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think next weekend we're going to be on the hunt again. So once our repower is done, which I'm hoping by next weekend we'll be on it, we'll be between doing that and hoop netting. So that's our plan, is to be hunting this stuff down.
Just so everybody knows, San Diego is just
I
grinding
know,
away.
I know.
There's some misses down there, but not that many. Weather's
know.
up a little bit. It's what I would call snotty.
And the Old
But it's-
Glory for a day boat, or overnight or day?
Overnight.
Okay. But gosh, what
Yeah.
great scores. both
Grande
days in a row.
today, 4 days in a row, limits on the Dorado.
yeah.
Another big hit for them. Danny Erickson, who runs a boat up there, Spitfire, up out of Marina Del Rey, went with his daughter yesterday on the San Diego and fished with Booger.
Yeah.
They had great fishing, had some wonderful photos of him and his daughter. It was really, really awesome. So that San Diego bite just keeps churning
I
along.
feel like we're in the middle. They got Albacore up north, and they got the yellowfin and the Dorado down south. And we're like,
Well, we're kind of in the middle now, but you
Kind of
got to
in the
admit,
middle.
we were
We're-
central for
yeah,
a
we were,
long
we were.
time.
Definitely. And
We had the best
we're seeing a lot
Dorado.
more yellowtail too, so we're
Yeah,
seeing that even
I've-
the freedom counts and also
Well,
the
yeah, I'm
Thunderbird, so.
glad you brought that up because Freedom almost had 100 yellows the other day at San Clemente Island.
Yeah.
ooh,
And Jeff over there on
Sounds
the
like Apollo
Thunderbird,
time.
better grade. too,
Same
probably.
thing. Nice
If
grade,
if
like-
it's- if it's island stuff.
15 to 25.
Yeah. Better
all
than that kelp patty stuff.
fly line bait, 25 pound was working well. If anybody else was out there and wants to correct me, please do. But I got a little bit of intel. 25 worked really well. You fish 20,
Yeah.
you definitely get a bite, but you got your hands full
Well,
with that grade of
once we get
fish.
that repower, we're going to be down there or
Oh,
up
man.
there.
Boy,
so
you guys are ready to go, huh?
we're
Yeah.
chomping at the bit. We're just waiting for this thing to show up from Florida, and we're going to be on it. So
Perfect.
It should be a bolt-on, bolt-off situation.
I wonder
so.
if Tom Durr got his repower because he's been poor Tom. I mean, the best Dorado bite in the history
Yeah,
of
we
Southern
went
California,
down.
and his boat's been in the
the
yard.
diesel.
We went down
The
the
whole
next right
frickin'
before
time.
it happened. We went down on it.
God,
Yeah.
it's just brutal. Tom and I spent some time with Eddie Leland last night. Geez, that was fun. I mean, just listening to Tom and Eddie's laughing, and
That's
it was
good.
really, really good. Thanks for all your thoughts and prayers for Eddie. He needs it. He needs to know that you're there for him. And you guys put so many comments up that it was fantastic. So that was really, really good. Looks like some kids are here.
Some
Maybe.
family
Hey,
time
what's
people.
up, you guys? How are you? Jaime, what's up? You want to come in here and have your kids on the camera? Yeah, real quick. Come
Come
on
say
in.
hello. Come on.
It's family time. Jaime is a great fan of ours, and he's got 2 cute daughters, let me tell you. All right, kids, look right up there and say hi to everybody. Here, right here. Right there.
Say hi, everybody.
Jaime, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you.
coming down.
Oh,
Kids,
I
good to
told
see
them
you.
last week we're gonna come say hi to Phil today.
I'm all about it. You guys got to go fishing with us someday. Hey, you want to put your finger in the shark's mouth? Go ahead. Just put it right in
Watch out,
there.
my mic.
It won't do anything.
Ah!
All right. Hey, good stuff.
Good seeing you guys.
All right. Thank you. What are your daughters' names?
Areli, Valeria.
All right.
And I have a baby, a newborn outside with my wife.
Que lindo.
Yeah.
Your esposa es ocupado con el bebé?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Take care of her. Good seeing you guys.
Good seeing you. Stick around for the show.
For sure. Good. Oh, hold on to that.
All right, you guys. Where were we?
I forget. We were talking.
Thanks for coming by.
Yellowtail fishing in San Clemente and everything.
Right, so that yellow bite's been
So-
good, 25 pound. That's been a very good way to get the job done. 61 people watching. Thanks, everybody. We really appreciate a little jiggle in the camera as the kids were going by, but we don't mind, man. We're totally kid friendly here. Israel is Jay Cruz currently working on the Apollo? No, I don't think so. No, he's not. But Israel, guess what? Jay Cruz is going to be on the boat that Ricky Carbajal bought full speed out of Puerto Vallarta. And you and I are going to go down there and fish on that rig. It's going to be great. Incidentally, if you want to name the boat, they're trying to name the boat right now. It's not going to be the Sea Angel or whatever it is.
Sea Angler or
You can put your name up on our YouTube channel, and if you hit if you're picked as the winning name, the name that they're going to use, Ricky promises a whole big box full of swag, which I'm sure will include all kinds of Apollo stuff, sweatshirts, and everything else. Who knows what else? Ricky's a very generous guy. So put a name up there. I think preferably in Espanol, but who knows? You could come up with a name in English also, and then you can win all that swag. So Israel, that's what's going on with him. Sir Hookup Daily, Mike and Paul, along with Captains Matt and Brian and Billy, the rest are awesome on the Indy. Yeah, no question, man. The Indy is top notch. They do such a
I got to
good
do
job.
a trip out there. You really want to go Wahoo? We're going to jump on the Indy.
And I see nothing basically getting built, and I've never been on it, so that would be amazing.
All right, James Moser. James, my dad and I were fishing in Maui, and we were trolling for marlin, and he hooked a wahoo. We were probably doing 10 to 12 knots. There you go.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, you get bit doing that. We used to get, I remember a 9-day trip on the Searcher. We were getting bit on those things. I think
yeah.
Art was trolling like 10 knots, maybe.
Yeah, boat.
Not much more than that.
I was thinking that boat looks a lot like the Ultra, but a little longer, and I know the Ultra
Kinda does,
moves
right?
pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
this thing's going to move.
Yeah, so not sure what, like I said, I've never been, but God, man, to catch a big yellowfin and get into some nice weather and just kind of like relax on the boat,
Right.
that sounds pretty nice.
All right, so I don't think I'm spilling the beans on anything. That boat, you saw it, right?
Yeah.
That's the boat we're going to load up with the clothing because it's headed to Puerto Vallarta
So it's got
right around December, I think. And then we're going to make a delivery to Cedros.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go on their way, and then we'll do our thing, and then we got to get on a bus or something from Cedros or back from the mainland up to TJ or whatever. But we can do that.
My most curious thing too, I guess, was I didn't know if he was going to leave it red and white, because then I kind of had like a name that was, like in regards to the sun. I said Puesta del Sol was one of the ones I said.
Oh, I like that
Sunset.
too.
And then the other one was Topaz, but I didn't know if he was going to change the colors or not. You know what I mean?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about
Ricky,
it.
Ricky, you better be watching, man. What's wrong with you? Ernie Montano, when the Sea Angler is updated and renamed, plan to join you in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah,
Ernie,
definitely doing that.
I'm with you, man. Let's do that. That is going to be so
It
much
would
fun.
be so awesome.
Ernie and Ricky Carbajal, take it from me. He's such a good guy, and he doesn't spare any expense with regard to comfort and especially the fishing. That's why he's going to put those big bait tanks on there and do so much work on the boat. We're going, you guys. We're going.
Apollo, I was like, maybe he wants to stick with that too. Like, should we name it like something Luna, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he trying to keep the whole Apollo?
No,
yeah,
I don't think so.
okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna hear a name and love it.
That's true.
Try this.
That's kind of how it goes with the boat.
Yeah. Maybe maybe he has something in mind, but he said he's gonna pick somebody's name, somebody's idea, and go with that. All right. Any word on the street? And the word on the street is that the Dorados aren't gone. They're still here, lockjaw. So if the boys at Newport Landing, and that includes Jeff on the Thunderbird, are saying that, I'll take it to the bank.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they've had lockjaw before.
Yeah.
And that's
We
probably
sat on it for
because of the
months.
wind.
Yep.
And it's probably because you had a drop in water temp, and fish get that lockjaw when that happens. So maybe that's what's going on. That sounds like bitchin' news to me.
The thing that I noticed when the last time I was Dorado fishing was the bait does better in cooler water, right? So if the water temperature has dropped, it could kind of make sense that some of that bait moved down from Ventura, from those Channel Islands back to ours, and they're just feeding nonstop. So why it's, you know what I mean? Because that water temperature was up near 76. I'm sure it was pushing that bait
That's
away.
warm, man.
Right?
Yeah.
So now that we're back down to 72, 71, maybe that bait's just moved in and they were kind of reacclimating to the bait that they have
Could be.
a plethora of, you know?
Yeah. Plethora.
Plethora.
Yeah, copious.
Copious.
Plethora.
Copious
Yeah,
amounts
what are you
of-
trying to do? You,
Copious amounts of microbait out there.
you got your thesaurus out today?
But that was the boat name, the Copious.
There you go. That's too much. You know, right now though, if you're a private boater or you're on a sport boat,
Yeah.
I'd be bringing some light line, just
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're so finicky.
Yeah.
And I'm talking down to 15 maybe. Yeah, because
on my private boat for sure, just to have
15
fun.
for sure.
Just
Yeah.
to have some fun on it.
right, and you can land those things on 15
Oh,
easily.
man, we net them. So.
Exactly. Let's see. Dorado are still here, just not biting. Spear gun game. There you go, man.
Yep.
So that guy's out there. He's seeing them.
Yeah.
The Freedman Adventure family.
I've
I
been
mean,
wanting
hey,
to-
that gives me. I'm stoked about hearing
If
that.
there's any spear fishermen out there, I've been wanting to buy like an AB biller, like a 42 or something, even like a Floridian. I don't know if there's any spear fishermen out there that can give me a little advice on a good starter spear gun, but I'd be
Al
more
Snippersnoff.
than happy to hear that.
Al Snippersnoff.
Really?
Yeah, I'll hook you up with him. I talked to him today. Do you know who he is?
No.
So Al is like the spearfishing guy.
Really?
He comes here and and he'll take you.
Oh, dude.
He'd be happy to do a Freedman Adventures
Oh,
thing.
man.
But let me give you this little detail about Al. This is weird. I mean, Al, as a young man, and I'm talking like 12 or so, was at Guadalupe Island.
Oh,
His father was in the water.
oh no.
Yeah. His father died, great white shark, in front of his eyes. Now think about what it takes to get back in the water. I mean, I don't think I could do it.
He probably has more respect for sharks than most of us. That's the weird
That's what I was
thing.
going to say.
It's
Exactly
weird.
the
I
same
mean,
thing.
it's-
But what a horrible thing for
No,
a kid,
yeah, no.
At
number
that
one.
age,
Yeah.
You know?
And then to continue in
That-
spearfishing.
Yeah, that love of it. I
His
guess.
back on
father
the
was a
horse.
huge, well-known spear fisherman,
Oh.
set all kinds of records, and Al is
Yeah.
right up there with all these
Yeah,
guys.
I would love to just. I mean, I'm like I said, I've never done anything besides a Hawaiian sling. Never owned a spear gun, but just being out there on the private boats this year, it was just so hard to not be able to jump in the water. I actually had a couple boats ask me if they could come over to our patio and jump in, and it was just amazing to see.
You should have pulled
see
a
him come
Dave
up.
Hansen line on him. You can come in on my cow patty when I'm done with my cow, or whatever that.
Like grind it up.
Yeah,
and
grind
like
it
chop
up.
it up. Heck yeah, I'm down for that.
Oh man. But anyways, but yeah, it's one of those things like just there's multiple ways to fish. I guess I just want to try a new way.
Right. The title of tonight's show, live with Mike Morrison from 22nd Street. Morrison didn't show. Where the hell are you, Mike? I'm going to kick your butt. All right, Lipper the fisherman. Do you think the local yellowtail will start biting before it gets too cold? I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
this is normal time when you get a good yellow fishing on the beach. So I think maybe the horseshoe and some of those zones, you'll see
Yeah.
some yellows bite in there.
Well, even Catalina, and I think the problem too is that everybody's been focused on the
Offshore.
bluefin and all the offshore stuff. That there's been no pressure on anybody at the island to put any numbers out.
And it takes time.
You got to build you got to build the
It takes
life.
time to follow that. Yeah, it does actually. The chumming and
You gotta
it takes
anchor up
a
in a
little more
spot,
work for the
yeah.
yellowtail.
I have to get Al Schnippersnoff on the show one of these days. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
Stream
no,
of consciousness there.
Yeah,
But
jump
yeah.
on some, Catalina, some of the kelp
I'm sure
and
there's
stuff.
plenty of
It's-
guys that are going out that have buddies that have been going spearfishing, especially this year. So I think that would be a great topic.
Yeah.
Let us know, guys. I mean, spearfishing, it's a big part. Fly fishing, me
We've
and
seen it
Jason got
big
to
time.
see it. I can't believe.
By the way, I've
Ever
been
seen
butchering his name for 20 years, so I'm
Schnippersnoff.
yeah, I've got it all screwed up.
Just keep
But I
rolling
love
on.
Al. He's
Yeah.
great. I was at the Fred Hall show once, and this is back when I was
back when
pushing
they had the Fred
400
Hall.
pounds, and I was sitting on a chair, and the chair went like, and I go, oh, like it's going. And so I got off the chair and I got onto another one. Then Al walked up and he goes, "Hey,
Sat
what's
right
it?"
in it?
He sat and it just blew up. It's like,
Set him up.
Geez, Al, you got to lose some weight.
Jeez, man. Set him up.
Oh man.
I did. He sat down before I could say, "Hey, don't sit."
Don't
on
sit
that."
down.
Yeah, it was too much. All right, live bubblefish. Pargo for the boat name. Lipper the fisherman. All right, we already got that. Blue Skies, the shark's mouth? Question mark? I'm not sure. Was that about Al?
Good
Maybe.
name.
Exactly, Anthony, says James. Sometimes these comments come a little bit too late.
I think that's
don't
for the
know.
name of the name of the boat.
Albert Ponce is my man. Albert. Anthony and I are thinking of shooting down to Baja with Bob Gifford on Thursday and coming back Friday. So I don't know if you're going to be down there, but if you are, we'll hook up. And Albert, he wants me to go with him and fish with, is it Blackfin?
Oh,
Yeah, he's Blackfin.
Blackfin, I think. Because Albert Ponce and his wife Crystal, great people. They fish down there all the time.
it's the name of their boat, Black?
No, it's a pong opera, or it's
okay.
a little operation down there out of Ensenada, and they do great.
Oh, gotcha.
If Albert says they're good, that's all I need. So
God, I've been there once, and we were yellowtail fishing and white sea bass. My brother caught his first white sea bass. We were kind of like in between Todos and like Ensenada mainland. Is
yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
okay.
You were catching what there?
There was yellowtail on
Sure.
dropper loop.
Sure.
And
Were you
he
were-
caught a white sea bass. My brother caught a white sea bass.
I believe it,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, Todos is a fun place to fish.
This was like before the bluefin thing started, I guess, because there was definitely not that happening 10 years ago.
You know what I want to do? Who was I with? Diego, I think. Diego Nuno, and he's a deckhand on the Royal Star, but he's got a pong out of Ensenada. And we were
really?
coming back, and there were some people on Todos Santos, and I go, dude, can you surf fish like
Oh,
there? And
yeah.
he goes, oh yeah, I can drop you off there, and big barred perch. And I'm like, oh man, I want to do that.
Yeah, catch some
man.
big fish from shore. That's
Yeah.
fun. Just,
So yeah, I definitely want to do that. James Moser is saying 12 to 15 pound with a size 4 hook. He's talking about the Dorado. He's
Yeah.
talking about dropping it down. It's a great idea. Robert Ganji, Luna Roja for the boat's name. Let's plan a trip to Puerto Vallarta. Spear gun recommendation for all around gun. The Rife number 3. Rife. I don't know anything about spearfishing. I do know Rife is one of the apex spear guns. I've heard that from Al for many
okay.
years. Ernie Montano is all over the show tonight. I raised my son Ernie Jr. on the Independence from age 12 to 28. Great boat and best chance to catch wahoo, which we have in our freezer from last 2 trips. Hey, Ernie, why don't you share a little bit of that? Ernie Jr. gets married on November 12th. So does Patrick Friedman, and so does, it turns out, as I was at the dentist today, he said, are you going anywhere? And I go, yeah, well, I'll be in Florida on November 12th. My son's getting married. He goes, I'm getting married that day. So my dentist, Ernie Jr., and Patrick are all getting married. Can we get some kind of a discount on the Christmas gifts, on the wedding gifts?
yeah, right?
That's pretty funny. Good stuff. Albert Ponce, hit me up Thursday. We might be going down there. Woo!
Oh, nice.
Shit.
All right,
party
sounds
time.
good. My friend Jeff Yeomans. Jeff, thank you for your service. Love you. You are the best. 540 Slinger. Good evening, Phil, Jason, and Anthony. Sorry I'm coming in late. Better late than never, man. Was getting some gear ready for a 2-day trip on the Pride this weekend. Man, we send you all our best and hope he gets them, right?
Heck yeah,
You see
definitely.
this one?
Oh, Woody took a group spearfishing last week and killed it on the Dodo.
Yeah.
Hey, Woody! Good job, man. That sounds
Awesome.
like fun.
Yeah.
Albert Ponce, I'm taking a bunch parts for the Mako's engine. Oh, okay. You know, Albert's a guy that does a lot of good work in Mexico also. So
There's a
he's
Mako
taking stuff.
boat.
So yeah, Albert, I don't know if you've heard what we're talking about, but we're taking, I think, to Cedros. I'm not positive on that. But you're welcome to join us. You and Crystal, that would be a lot of fun. That's going to be a freaking
There's gonna be a lot of
adventure.
people that are gonna want to go down with us.
I know.
I want to bring tools like supplies, stuff like that. So yeah, we can leave the place, leave it better, and then they can continue to improve as we leave.
Yeah,
you know?
my friend Phil Capricio was just there, and he said it got hit hard during the hurricane.
Yeah.
So I had him. I haven't talked to him yet, but he did some research and tried to figure out how we can do this. But I think I know how to do it.
Yeah.
I've done it before. It's just a little bit further, and I just want it to be. I mean, so how can I put this? I wanted to show real respect to the
Right.
people who come. And when they're really, really thankful about it, I want to just say, don't even.
Yeah.
We're thankful to you. We get to fish these
Come to this
beautiful
island,
waters.
yeah.
Come to this
Come to your land,
and
yeah.
show people. Kind of like my conversation with the cousin of the guy that I found on the beach.
Yeah.
It was that, I love that cultural. You want to be. My parents taught me all the time. You put your frickin' jersey on, your USA jersey on, and you go to a foreign country. You treat people decently and they're going to have
Right.
a thought of the United States. Like,
Representation.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so I always think, Blue Skies, the poor Al, the chair blew up. Wasn't me, Blue Skies, you know, even though I was pushing 400 pounds in those days, it was him. Yeah, that was too funny. So, yeah, I think this whole thing's going to come together with Mexico. And you don't think we're going to be on that thing
It's gonna be awesome.
fishing a little
It's gonna
bit?
be awesome. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
get some
take a
fishing.
day and we'll hammer those things, man. What we'll do is, my voice is going, what we'll do is this. We'll fish the day before we do it, and then you're grilling yellowtail and all kinds of stuff for
Yeah.
everybody.
That was the plan, to give everybody a little bit of food as well as those clothing and toys and everything else. So definitely, if we can get some food going, would be the plan.
Everybody, I have to, who's called me on this?
Oh,
A ton of people have called me about the Bruce Smith interview I did. And they're saying, this is one of your best interviews. And, you know, whatever, you know. It's a great interview because of Bruce. He's such a likable guy. And Bob Gifford, you know, he was just saying, man, all the different experiences fishing Clipperton Island, setting world records on the fly. And, man, that guy, super nice guy, capable fisherman, but what a life he's led, full of adventures, man. Have you listened to that yet?
Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a great, you don't have to lie if you haven't listened to it. You haven't listened to it, have you?
I'm part of it, anyways. Like, there's so many videos I gotta catch
I know,
up and everything
exactly.
too, so.
Exactly. So, yeah, that was great. 35 likes. Can we get that up to 50, please, everybody? Keep it rocking and rolling. Congrats to Ernie Jr., Patrick, and your dentist. Yeah, I'll have to, I don't know if my dentist watches this or not, but every time I walk in there, he's like, what's the new adventure? And
I don't recognize myself on this video here.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, who is that?
Who's that guy?
I know, totally weird. Our second day on the Pride, man, we had beautiful conditions. Nobody home, man, and that happens.
It was
It's no
almost
big
too
deal.
beautiful. Not enough current, those kind of things. It was almost too nice, and that was kind of the problem, you know. But it was beautiful out there. We had, you know, it was still great to be out on the water and not be burning up, and to be on a decent boat and just be away. you
Yeah.
know.
Matthew Ekstrom. Any relation to Tim? Matthew? Sea Angel was a good boat. So this guy knows Westport, Washington, a very fishy port. We'll have to take a ride down in Puerto Vallarta. Matthew, I'll see you there, man. That's going to be so much fun. You know, they get those 300-pound plus YFTs down there, man. Eddie Leland told me that was his favorite place to fish. He loved fishing Puerto Vallarta, had so much fun. It's just such a great place. And plus, you're in friggin' Mexico.
Yeah, and you're getting those big yellowfin. They're the big sickles. They look
Oh,
a lot
man.
different than what yellowfin we catch up here. I mean, these are on another level.
Let's see. Live Bubble Hash. I grew up in Melaque, Jalisco, Mexico, 80s and 90s. Man, I envy you. That sounds like a great time, great
Right.
place to be in. I now live in Garden Grove. I fish on my 23 Baja Bay Runner. Love your show. Thank you for your time. Thank you, man. And Mexico, as you know, I mean, I'm a gringo. Pretty obvious, right? With the ojos azules and everything. But mi corazón is con Mexico siempre. I love Mexico. I love the people. I love everything about it. I lived in Mexico City for a time. I lived in Acapulco. I lived up in the hills of Guerrero in an Indian village named Tlaxcalchihuaca. Say that 3 times
Yeah,
fast.
right?
And learned a little of Musco. They had their own dialect. I love Mexico. Love the people. I love to travel, as you well know. And so thank you. It means a lot to all of us. There's no question about it. We're going to do ceviche tonight at some point. Anthony's wife is going to be here a little bit later. I'm sure you'll chime in
Heck
a little
yeah,
bit
definitely.
too, right?
I'll have to, for sure.
You better not say anything about gin ceviche or you're going to get hit over the head.
Get
All right.
the ruler.
By my estimate, what are we going to do for 1 million views? I mean, that's a lot of views, isn't it?
I would love. I don't know,
We got to
like
do something here and
6
invite the
foot-
public
yeah,
down.
6 foot burrito, 6 foot sandwich. Something,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How about that, everybody? Would you come down on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning and spend a little time with us and celebrate with us? Actually, we want to say thank you to you. That's what the purpose of it would be. It looks like about 3 weeks we'll hit 1 million views. Pretty quick here, we're going to hit 5,000 subscribers. Not bad for less than a couple of years. We've been chugging along, just gaining steam all the time. I mean, I was working, I told you, Anthony, I worked at the Orange County a car show on Saturday. and some guy comes up and says, "Hey, can I have a whatever it was? I don't know, Tecate or some beer." I say, "Yeah, no problem." And he goes, "Hey, it's nice to get the afternoon briefing." And I was like, "Is he like?" I was like, I wasn't sure, and I go, "Oh, do you listen to?" And he goes, "Dude, I heard your voice from way over there," and I go, "It can't be." And he came over, so I really, really appreciate all of that. It is so special to have that going on. All right, another thing that I'm going to be doing, and if you want some information on it, I'm going to be doing surf fishing, guiding. I'm getting my guide license. I got to apply for that, and so I'm perfectly legal. And so we'll be using Daiwa gear and fishing the surf here in SoCal, in Mexico. We're going to have tours down to Mex also, fishing down that neck of the woods. So definitely want to bring you along. If you want to get in on some of those lessons with yours truly, just send me a text, 657-227-6459. Put surf fishing, put your first and last name. I'll put you on the list, and then once this thing starts rolling in a month or two, we'll get that rocking and rolling for you for sure. Dan Smith says he'll drive up from San Diego for our 1 million view party.
That's awesome.
Dan, that would be awesome. That would mean a lot to us. And some of you out there might want to tell me, is Sunday morning better or Saturday morning? I'm thinking, what do you think? What would be better?
I don't know. Saturday morning's cool, but Sunday mornings,
Sunday morning, a lot of people going to church. And
Go to church.
yeah, we'll figure that one out. No question about it. All right. San Diego, man, just not slowing down.
No.
I talked to Scott Buchert, and Scott was on the Mission Bell. They had limits of Dorado 2 days in a row, and then they ran into some of that weather, and they didn't catch limits. In fact, they didn't catch a fish that day. But other boats have been slamming away at it, and the Mission Bell has been doing really good. Sean Hardigan is running that boat now. Scott is now decking on the Mission Bell. So
Awesome.
we're going to have to go down there and goof off or with him, too.
Heck yeah, definitely. Especially a little quick trip turnaround, Exactly. It sounds like a lot of fun. And like you said, it's still keeping up to par. All those boats down there, whacking away at some yellowfin, getting on the Dorado still. We're seeing limits, whether they're Mexican limits or not. It really doesn't matter. You're still turning on fish.
Right.
So.
And our Relentless trip, once again, everybody, is going to sail October 29th, Saturday night out of H&M Landing. We're going to go and we'll fish Sunday and be in Monday morning, which might work out for those of you who work Monday through Friday.
Yeah, it's a little different trip for us, which will be nice. So that way the people that, have a 9 to 5, weekday type of gig, they can actually get out with us and do that kind of thing. Also, too, we were talking about, going to Tip Top after. So that might be something fun.
Oh, why don't you tell everybody about that.
Well, back when we used to fish San Diego all the time, me and my father and a lot of other fishermen, on our way back, coming back in Carlsbad, there's a meat market called Tip Top. And they have a all-you-can-eat breakfast. And I hadn't been there in a few years, and we were going to go down there for this Relentless trip, and I was like, hey, we're going to come back and go to this place. I can't remember the name. It's got a weird name. So I looked up Carlsbad. I found the place. It's called Tip Top, and they actually still have the all-you-can-eat breakfast.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to get an all-you-can-eat breakfast. I'm going to do that. And
How much is it?
Oh, it's like $10.
No, it isn't.
I swear it's like $10.
That's what Carl's Jr. is.
Yeah, it's like 3 eggs, hash browns. They give you a couple portions of meat. It's either going to be, I want to say it was sausage, ham, or bacon. I remember it being the best when I was there, and I really couldn't wait to see it again because that's where we always stopped on our way back from day and a half trips because you get back at 6 or 7 in the morning. On your way back, it's a nice stop. A lot of the guys in the boat will stop the same way. That's how I found out about it, is that some other guys were like, hey, come on down, and I enjoyed it. So I would definitely say a thumbs up to that place. And then I was looking at the menu, and I'm like, I'm going to take it to go with me of some oxtail or something.
Israel just signed up for the Relentless trip.
Awesome.
You're on, Israel. No question. We got 3 spots open, so I'll talk to you later, but you're on. We'll put you on, man. Anybody else wants to go, put your name
It's a wonderful
up there.
boat. It's going to be great. Was it 20 people?
Yep.
It's going to be limited to.
Staterooms.
So there's a few
Great
staterooms.
food.
The food should be great. It's going to be a great trip. That's why Anthony wanted to jump on it. Unfortunately, we had to cancel, but it might be a good thing because now we'll be in a little nicer weather. We can enjoy it a little bit more and be on top of it. Being a little smaller boat, it's not as easy as being on a 100-foot sport fisher. So
yeah, there are. I forget who it was. Who the heck was it? Some boat in San Diego was on the second of a 3-day trip. Not.
There are limits already.
Yeah, they had limits of yellowfin.
Already.
So they had
First
limits.
day.
Yeah, and blue and Dorado.
So it's 5 in Mexico?
On the yellowfin. Yeah, 2 on the Dorado. So
2 days worth, they said they had.
yeah, so we've been missing that yellowfin for a little while. It gave us a slip.
Yeah, it seems
in
like
this-
they're just a little south of us is what it seems like.
So, I mean, that's great news for the guys down there. So I'm happy to see that. That yellowfin tuna down there, like anywhere from 8 to 50 pounds. Most of it seems to be that 25-pound class YFT. It's nice fish. It loves to bite a jig with chrome in it. You know, since I was a kid, I remember Buzz Brizendine on the Prowler telling me fish chrome. I remember Norm and Leroy on the Searcher when I was a snot-nosed kid on there, being a pinhead for those guys, telling me chrome. We used to go by kelp patties, and who was it? It was Leroy, I think, but one of those two guys. We're going by a kelp, and he'd go get a jig and throw it on that kelp. I go, well, we're moving. And he goes, so what? And I go, I'll get spooled. And he goes, yeah, it'll be really bitchin'.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
It'll
how
be fun.
bitchin' is that, you know? And I never got bit doing that, but he was right, man. You know, it was funny. The stuff, you know, when you're catching albacore day in and day out, have one of those guys walk up behind you and you're 17 years old, and catching that fish means more than anything. And then they come up and they just free spool your reel and it goes, oh my God, I want to kill those guys. But, you know, it was a good lesson to get a backlash out super, super fast.
Yep, definitely.
What's going on? Are we ready to go? Okay, we can almost transition into, don't worry, Jen, we got you. I can almost smell the lime. What is?
And then
Can you
onion
smell that?
and all that. Heck yeah, it smells awesome. I'm starving, so it's gonna be great.
All right, so we're doing a live demonstration tonight. Anthony's lovely wife, Jen, is going to show us her favorite ceviche recipe, which is great. In fact, we should have a ceviche cook-off at some point in time down
Yeah,
there.
just like a chili cook-off. We do it in the middle of the summer, you know, or
It's
whenever.
all the same, but it's all different.
Hey, what about a potluck on our millionth? Is that asking the public to do too much? Like
Not necessarily, because a lot of these guys have a lot of fish in their freezers, need to get rid of it. Hey, if you want to get rid of some of that stuff,
I
cook
wonder
it
if
up
Mike
for
would let us put a barbecue out here.
Hey, possibly.
We'll find out
Yeah.
about all that. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that. Surf fishing right now is starting to pick up. I have got to get out on the beach and surf fish. You don't do that much surf
I haven't
fishing,
done
do
a
you?
whole bunch. It's only because I'm a little inland, and I would go out to you, but it takes a little bit of time. I have some time now, so I will get out there a little bit more because it's definitely nice to soak your toes in the water. I mean, I
Definitely.
went out there a couple times with you, you know, right around my birthdays. So, I mean, it's definitely something a little bit different where, you know, you're on a sport boat, you're on a boat, you don't have, you're not necessarily touching the water, whereas this, you're knee deep in there, and it's a lot of fun. It's only as scary as far as you want to go in.
I know. What the? Oh, by the way, everybody, if you notice a couple of guys together in the photos behind us, that is Mustafa, the 32-year-old deceased man I found on the beach, and his cousin. And I put that up there because that conversation with his cousin really touched me. Okay, and kind of I don't know, just as a tribute. I saw that kid's picture.
Even just let
I
people
saw
aware
that
that the ocean is dangerous, and even us that are on it all the time, we take complacency in it, and you have to know it can always take you at any time. You know, you never know. It could be a slight rip current and this or that, and you know that quick. People that are know how to swim could have a problem and have the same thing happen to them. You know, so it's brings it back home to that this can happen to anybody.
So you can only imagine. I mean, I found him, and you can imagine how he looked. I'm not going into any detail, and I don't want to even start any of that. But then I see him with his cousin, and I see this handsome young guy with a big smile. Man, you know,
It brings it back home to that. That's somebody's, like you said, that's somebody's son, possibly somebody's father. You know, it brings it back home to, we do love to be out on the ocean, but it can take you away.
Yep, no question.
Yep.
All right, 42 likes. Let's get that up to 50. One more time again, Jason, when are you going to start doing some more cooking videos? We got to get you on the cooking video.
Definitely. I think what we'll do is as soon as we get this boat repower done, we're going to get on a little lobster thing going, and we'll start doing some lobster stuff.
Shoot,
and
it's
start
lobster
doing that.
season coming up, right?
This Saturday it's
Yeah.
lobster season
Is it?
starting. Yes, this Saturday on the 1st.
Wow.
I mean, I wish I could get out there, but with us doing the repower and everything, it's going to kind of push us back a little bit. But hey, we'll let all the craziness go on, and then we'll get out there and have a good time to Catalina.
Hey, is that thing
and do
plugged
some-
in over there? Because it's making noises like...
Yep, it's in.
It is?
Yep.
You sure? All right, let me check here. Hold on.
Can you break it?
Maybe. Let's see. No, we're good. I
Yep,
think.
we're good.
Yeah, okay. We're ready? All right. Do we want to have some applause? I think so. Jenna Malfitano is coming in. with some ceviche.
Heck yeah! Look
Oh
at
my
this.
God.
Beautiful cutting board.
Let's hope this doesn't fall.
First of
I
all,
made it.
before you start on this, take a seat
All right.
because I want to ask you some
Well,
questions.
this looks beautiful to start off. Look at this.
I know. I hope everybody can see that. Oh my God, you got jalapenos there.
Oh yeah.
This guy's ready to start eating these things, and so am
This
I.
is on it.
Look at that.
That's presentation.
So is that Mike where Jen put it right in the middle?
Definitely, she is
So
perfect.
Jen,
right,
what is it
yes.
like to be married to a fisherman who pretty much he's got the lizard brain that's always like, fish, fish. Is it good or not good?
It's good. It's good for me. It's good for me.
Yeah.
He does the fishing, and I love the cooking and
Perfect, right?
and all that stuff. So it works. It's been a learning process, learning how to process the fish, but it's fun.
Before we get into how you did this, and it looks absolutely lovely, where'd you learn this recipe, or how did you come up with this? Did you toy around with it? And
I made ceviche before, and then the fishing chef over here
yeah,
told me one of the keys is do the salsa. Basically make yourself the salsa,
yeah,
cook the fish in the lime juice, and then once that's cooked and this is all good, then mix it all up. And I love that method. I feel like it comes out like really fresh. And then all the cooking juices don't get mixed in with the salsa, and make too much salsa, you got extra salsa.
yeah, absolutely. And I noticed, so some of the ingredients I see there, you've got cucumber, tomato, of course lime, you've got onion, it looks like cilantro, you've got green onions, which I absolutely love.
Good.
I
Glad you
love
like
that in my ceviche.
Glad you
Not
like
everybody
that.
does that.
Not
I love
sure.
it.
About how much the line with the fish and what you do.
Yeah, let's get into it a little bit.
All
Let
right.
me just
All
see
right.
if we have a couple comments, and then before it goes away. Let's see, and then we'll get right back. Tony Gonzalez, Phil, do you have any tackle swap meet there at 22nd? Not yet, Tony, but definitely we'll let you know. Rick Slater, who are these guys? I miss Bluto and Blato. Can you get a backstory on Mustafa? Great show. Israel's going with us, and Albert Ponce. Hey, Phil, Chef Jason and Anthony, I just got word from my guy Victor from Blackfin, and there is some good yellowfin tuna and big yellows out of Ensenada. You guys are all invited. You hear this?
Heck yeah, I'm down for
You
that
hear that?
for sure.
Hey, Anthony.
We're
No,
invited
he's
to
here now.
Ensenada for this.
All right. Anyway,
And I've
so
been dying to get on some yellowtail because we could definitely do some yellowtail
Oh.
ceviche as well.
we'll get back to that in a
Love
second.
that.
For right now, go ahead. What ingredients and how do you do it?
All right. That's Dorado.
Okay.
So we processed Dorado, we chopped it all up into whatever size pieces you like, and then cooked it in lime juice.
Okay. How long?
Little it was going on there for a couple hours, few hours.
Okay, couple hours maybe?
3-4 hours.
It's always a
or
matter
so.
of preference and how big it
Yeah.
is too. The bigger it is,
Yeah.
the longer you want to go.
Yeah.
The smaller, the shorter.
I like the
So
size.
if you need it fast,
Yeah.
cut it small. If you wanted overnight,
Yeah.
go big.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've gone into a Mexican restaurant in Mexico and said, "Do you have any ceviche?" And they said, "No, we don't have any." But we'll make it. And I'm eating it 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
They've done it that
Yeah.
fast. So
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
was beautiful.
When the fish is that good, there's times there's times Anthony's caught bluefin, and we've been cutting it up and eating it.
Oh right, yeah,
Oh, we're doing it,
sashimi,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Straight off the
Yeah,
slab.
so
Gotta
good.
love that.
So good.
All right, sorry for
So then
interrupting.
basically, I just did that so the fish cooks. Keep it as cold as possible.
Yeah.
I'm always. I will.
You're worried about-
if I wash my knife, so I'm like, and I'll rinse it off in cold water.
Yeah.
Just keep it cold.
Okay.
And then I just chopped everything up size wise. The salsa I made this one's tomato based salsa. I do love a mango based salsa with Dorado as well for ceviche. And
So what does that mean? You just add mango to a pico de
basically,
gallo, like?
I'll do instead of tomatoes. It'll pretty much be the same thing except tomatoes. I'll go mango and I'll chop up a red bell pepper.
That
And
sounds
pretty
great.
much everything else is
That
the
way
same.
you get that color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of fool people. Or even, you can cut it half and half. It all just depends on how much you're making.
Yeah.
If you're making a
Yeah.
whole bunch, you can add, take half your tomato out and add half mango. And it's
Yeah,
just
I've
about
actually- I've
matching
done
the
it with
size.
I've done it with mango and tomatoes. as well.
You know, I'm kind of a purist, and I always say like, I don't want the mango. And then when I try it, I'm like, this is so freaking good.
Mango
So
goes so well
It
with
really
some
does.
fish, and
Yeah.
then especially like if you're, I find like crab cakes or even faux crab cakes, if like make a fish cake or something, and you put it like on a bed of arugula and add some mango salsa.
man, that sounds so
As
good.
Anthony says, forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Forget
Keep-
about
keep
it.
going.
About it. All right, so this just I made the salsa, so that's been like sitting here. I do
What's
like
in the salsa?
the salsa, everything here.
Okay.
So we got chopped up. So I chopped up the tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, and jalapeno.
Cucumbers are always awesome to add in there, which I always love.
It gives it such like a fresh.
I agree.
I
I
love
agree.
it.
I
love
agree.
it. And then, so all those ingredients, I stuck it in there, added some pepper, added some salt, so then that salt gets all that moisture going.
Yeah.
And some lime. I added some lime juice.
Same thing as the fish; it's got to cook.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that's been going for a while and the juices started going, then I added the green onion and the cilantro, just so it.
I mean, you
I
can
like
see
adding
that
stuff
there's a lot of
after-
juice on this,
yeah.
and that's from the juices of the vegetables that are in there, and the salt. When you add the salt and everything, it cooks it out.
Yeah, there
the same way
was
as the fish
not
would be.
this much juice when it was cut up.
Oh,
at all.
really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so
perfect.
The salt brings it up.
Yep.
So then when it comes time to serve, I'll mix these up. Put more. I'll just do it right now.
Yeah, do it.
Right?
Show everybody.
So then just
And where do you get a
Add
squeezer
some
like that,
extra-
Jen? Where do you get like a lime squeezer like that?
I don't know.
Any of your Mexican
Monroe,
markets?
no, Market.
Any
Well,
of
don't
those
they have them
places?
at Ralph's? Or,
Oh, I'm sure they
got
do,
them
but I get all
anywhere.
mine
More.
from the Mexican
Probably
market.
Limes are
money,
hard
though.
to find,
Yeah.
especially a solid metal one. You get a plastic one from Ralph's.
Yeah, this one might look plastic, but it's very metal. Just coated.
So how many limes do you just? I mean, it kind of depends.
It depends. I just like to coat it a little. I forgot my
And
spoon.
and let me ask you, is
Coat
it?
it a little.
Do you like the fresh lime as opposed to the bottled lime?
Okay.
So tell the secret.
Well, I know the secret,
You
but
already
I
said it.
like
You
the
already
fresh.
said it.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
get
you
into
already
it.
told it, but okay. So I did the cheating method. I cooked it in the bottle lime juice, little extra lemon.
And then you made the.
Completely took that. This only had fresh, little like one juice of one that size lime in here, and then this was bottle juice. Thank you. And then yeah, take all the fish out of all that juice it was cooking in, and then leave it. And then then put the fresh lime on it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Right.
Yep. So pretty much we
Right.
use the bottled lime juice because it has a little bit more tartness to it and that kind of thing that you don't really want to taste. We use that to cook because it's a little bit cheaper, and then we'll drain all that off so that way we get rid of that, and then we'll have the fresh, which we just squeezed into it now, and it gives it a lot fresher flavor, and you don't have to waste a whole bunch of limes. Say you're pulling limes off your tree, you don't need to be wasting all of them. You can get,
Yeah, if
a
limes
jug
are in
of lime
season-
juice.
Yeah, if limes are in season, go
Yeah.
with the. Go with
Sometimes
Fresh
limes
lime.
are extremely expensive. Same
Yeah.
thing with lemons. So at a certain time, it's cheap. You can do all fresh limes or lemons.
You
but-
ready to eat some of this? It looks good,
Jen,
doesn't it?
In your opinion, when you do the ceviche, I mean, fresh. If I were to catch a fish and it was 10 minutes old versus it sitting on ice, which would you rather cook the ceviche with or do the ceviche with?
And Anthony's asking, do you want fresh fish for your ceviche?
Or I mean, you've done
I mean,
fresh frozen.
Yeah, I've done fresh. Is if you keep your fresh, if you keep your fish like fresh and vacuum seal it and do
It's okay,
everything,
right?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
I'm going to catch up with a couple comments and we'll
Yes,
come right back to
please.
you. Carl Black says, great show. Thank you, Carl. El Mundo de Victoria. Hello, Phil and Chef Jason. And then El Mundo de Victoria says, this is Victor from Blackfin Sport Fishing, Phil.
Heck yeah.
You guys are invited to Punta Banda. Hey, Victor, you are number one. We can't wait to fish with you. I love Albert Ponce, if I'm saying it in Spanish. And thank you so much for being here. El Mundo de Victoria is watching us from Ensenada. That is so great. Jamie Argent. Hello, everybody. Jamie, hope you're doing well. Jaime Gutierrez was here with his kids just a moment ago, and now he's saying, God, I should have stuck around for the ceviche. Albert Ponce, hey guys, when you guys are done with the ceviche, don't throw away that juice. It's a perfect topper for beer.
Yes, it is. So I have two ways about it.
Wow.
A lot of people love it. It's a great, like people say, it helps with hangovers and everything. I don't like the fishiness of it, so I toss it off. But definitely, you can use it like clamato and those kind of things, and make your all your mixed drinks with your beers with that. So
Confirmed by the chef, Albert Ponce's recommendation is right on once again.
Yep.
Travis says, I like to add orange to my ceviche.
Yep, I do add a little bit of orange. It adds a little sweetness to it. Also add a little bit of lemon juice just to balance
Our
it out.
lemons are pretty sweet that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it all depends. Like, it's mostly lime juice, but you can always add a little bit of different stuff into it. Also, if you're doing like shrimp ceviche, I've had it where it's kind of like a cocktail where you even use other juices like papaya juice is very good. So that kind of
sounds
same
good.
thing that's
That
different.
sounds good, yeah.
You know,
And
it's
then
like the same kind of thing but different, just like putting in your flavors and sweetening stuff up.
Jason, are you a fan of
Calamasi
Calamari
juice?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
I'm guessing it's going to be.
Calamari juice?
I'm guessing it's like clamato. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
probably,
guessing.
right? That's
I'm
Israel.
not a big fan, only because I don't like the fishiness, but like
I do like
clamato
it.
and that kind of stuff, like, you know, and a Bloody Mary, that kind of thing.
So this
So
next question.
Dansky, how long would you recommend keeping mahi frozen for?
This is actually frozen mahi, and go ahead, Jen.
It's been.
You know how long? You know where this came from. You said it today. Talking to the mic.
Was it like a month ago?
no, is this from Dana Point?
This is ours. That me and you caught on your boat.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so that's
plenty
not even
good.
that long. Yeah.
Plenty good.
But generally speaking, they say 3 months. But I mean, if you keep it, like, it depends how you freeze it. If you're just putting it in a Ziploc bag, it's going to go bad quicker. If you have a vacuum sealer, which I suggest anybody that's a fisherman to go get a decent vacuum sealer, you can get it
We
from
love
Costco.
ours.
You're going to use it, and even if you use it just for marinating stuff, get a sous vide machine. When we get into hoop net season, we'll be getting into that. I mean, I'll show you how to cook in a hotel room. You
And
know,
besides
like
a vacuum seal, what's your next favorite
This.
tool?
Oh, go ahead. This next
Right.
guy wants to know, Phil, when are you going to get a girlfriend? I'm going to have to talk that
you're
over.
getting- you're
Talk
getting
that over
trouble.
with Ruth,
Yeah,
my
right.
wife. Déjame preguntar a mi esposa. Ruthie, ¿qué piensas de una novia por mí? Solo de vez en cuando.
Well-
Just every once in a while, a girlfriend.
well,
on
we know
side.
the story about my pink cooler.
Yeah, no
So we
kidding.
gotta watch
yeah.
out.
And Ernie says, Ruth, but she's not going to like to see that post. That's Phil's wife. Well, Ruth has a hard time with English, so I think I'm safe right now.
Oh, it's a
And
Philippine
plus, she doesn't
line.
watch this thing, so, you know, my wife
A
doesn't watch
Calamasi.
this.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I do know what that is. Yeah, I just didn't think of that. I have not tried a whole lot of them. I've tried a few because I have a buddy that's Filipino.
Yeah.
But I haven't used it a whole lot. I mean, I've used like what's the Japanese one? Uzu. I've used that kind of stuff, but I have not used the Filipino line.
All right, so at some point, are you coming in here and try this on camera, Gifford?
Oh, you
He's
wanna
camera
get
shot.
ready to do the
So,
final mix?
yeah, go
Yeah, we
ahead.
can mix it up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's mix it.
Are you?
all up.
Do you have to chop stuff up still and everything, or no? You just got to mix
that
it
was a display.
to show.
That was
Okay,
just
perfect.
display.
And then,
What do you-
hey, look at
you
his
know,
hair.
you usually chop
Greg, what's up?
Oh,
Watch the bags down.
Oh, Greg is here. Greg Bates, and he's brought more clothing from Mexico. He's the man. He's going to be on
see,
the
he's at one
Relentless,
point.
October
Yeah.
29th. Are you going to have some ceviche?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Hey, can I say something about what?
I'll
this-
say something. It smells awesome in here.
It
right
does.
now. I'll tell you that.
Matt Schlurf. I wanted to eat some salsa the other day, and he goes, "I don't use chips." And he just has cucumber slices. I love salsa.
Oh, that sounds perfect
But-
for you, Mr. Keto.
Yeah, it works perfect. And having this, I'm going to use one of those cucumber
Heck yeah.
slices, man. That's just perfect,
oh, good. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. The rest of you, hey, I think we've got some chips out there, right?
And just
Yeah,
like
we got
just like
chips.
any of these recipes, you
We
can
got chips.
modify them to the way you like them to be. If you like one,
Oh my God,
something
that
or the
looks
other.
good.
Yeah, don't start hating on. You don't like the flavors. Figure out what flavors.
Hey, you
like.
guys, come on into the studio and have some ceviche
Ceviche.
with us. We got to get Tony and Janelle, man. They got to come in here and try it.
Definitely.
Yeah, do you mind?
Should have got the bigger bowl. But no, another thing I wanted to say was
There's plates out there too, Greg, if you want to. Yeah.
about where we got the knives.
Yeah.
Because,
So
All right, folks, I hope you're enjoying this as much as we are because this ceviche smells so good right now and looks so good. We're getting back to some fishing stuff here in just a second,
So
but
you
we've got to
wanna show
enjoy
some
this.
knives?
yeah.
All right, cool. So,
Why? What are you going to do? Don't
We're
cut
gonna-
your finger off. Or
oh
something.
man, I cut myself already just pulling this out.
Yeah.
You should see.
All right,
my-
guys. So this
my
is one of the
thumb other
knives
day.
here that you use
Well,
for
there you
when
go.
you're
Perfect.
breaking down the fish. So you want to talk about?
Did you
that?
bring this? Thank you, Jen. You did such a great job here.
The
Go
other
ahead.
ones are the
Oh, glad you like
fortuners
it.
and the fortuners are the other ones.
So I just wanted to say, when you're processing the fish, look up like the videos to, and there's a ton of videos out there, but there are some where you could tell, like, if you see a video and it's like an older guy and he's got a knife that you're like, ooh, I like that knife, that's probably the video you want to go with. It will show you how to cut the different types of fish, and to get the anatomy going, and then you got to make sure you have the proper knives. When the Dorado season was going nuts a couple months ago, he come home with like 9 Dorados to process. We stopped what we were doing and we went and bought this knife.
Where did I go get it?
Island Fish and Tackle.
Island
Right?
Fishing Tackle.
Yeah.
What did
Island-
Sam pay you to say that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Just kidding.
This is he went there.
And I was just there, and he's got a brand new
and-
stock. The whole bottom shelf was full of fortuners.
I can say anything I want about Sam right now. You know why? He's at soccer practice with his kids.
Oh, awesome. Hey,
Can't
yeah,
defend
now's
himself.
the time to talk. But take a look at these knives. There's different knives are used for different
Yeah.
things. This is a little more of a backbone and a little more solid, so something that has a harder backbone.
What kind of knife is that?
I would call this kind of like a scimitar.
No, but I mean, what's the brand? Is it a
This is
Forstner?
This is a
Forstner.
Victorinox. This one, but
Okay.
it's still a decent. Definitely want to buy something that's kind of name brand. I mean, I use cheap knives because I sharpen the hell out of them and throw them away because I use them a lot. But something like this is a decent one. But as you can see, there's no flexibility here, so this is great for something that has a harder backbone or you need to get through. I'll use a lot of my chef's knives for the same thing. Also, this is good because the blade right here, you can get through the skin, anything with a tougher skin. When we're looking at something where you're a little bit more delicate, something like this, you can even see you have a little more bend. This is more of what we call a fillet knife. So you have a little bit more bend, so you can bend it in when you're getting in between backbones of stuff. You can see there's a lot more flex to it. So something like this is very good on smaller fish. Also, when you're breaking down a bigger fish
Processing.
before you get down to, say, where the belly is, where the bones for the belly are, is when you're going to want to go into something like this or something a little bit heavier. If you guys ever see on the sport boat, the guys will have ones that are shaped just like this. They may be a little bit heavier. That's really just to be able to chop through the belly bones of the fish. Another knife we have here. This is still a little flexible. You can see it's a little longer.
Yellowtail fillet knife. Right?
Yep, this is a good one too. The only one I would have too is something that's maybe a little firmer and a little denser, which would be a boning knife. That way, when you're getting really fine into things, you can get through it. But that's going to be your basic knives you're going to want when you're filleting. You want something that's really flexible. You want something that's a little bit more firmer, and maybe something that's a little bit more wider. Because I've been known to lift up the fillet and just hack at it as you go through the bones. And when you guys get big yellowtail, you'll see how that goes.
So should we try this? Are we ready to try it?
Go
Or
for it, yeah.
Greg, you want?
Yeah.
Let's-
Taste
All right, is he coming in?
No.
Come on, Tony, get on camera here.
Here, Phil, you're doing that the hard way.
Oh, yeah, here. Get Tony. What's up, Tony?
How you doing, Phil?
I'm doing good. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, guys.
Tony makes this whole show go because,
No, I don't.
yeah, you do. I
you
mean,
do.
you're the one who says,
Did your,
go
garnish?
ahead, take all the time you want. Then at some point you say,
Garnish.
get the hell out of
Right,
here.
Yeah, I gotta tell you at some point. You'd be here all night.
Here we go, Tony.
Righteous.
And chips, you take some chips here, or
Yep.
do we have more chips somewhere else?
I just put the bag over there, but yeah.
How about Janelle? She doesn't want any? Come on in.
Jalapeno.
This is Greg, everybody. Greg, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for bringing more clothing down.
Not
Appreciate it.
the jalapenos.
That
So
is
it
okay.
should be spicy.
There's another one for you,
There we are.
Greg.
Anybody
And then what
out
we'll
there
do is
want to
we'll
come
switch
down? Phil, watch out for the cats. They might jump on the podcast, smelling all this
Yeah,
fresh
right.
fish.
Maybe,
Israel said,
maybe.
"Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on there, Greg. We got you. Hook up."
Hook up,
All
hook up.
right.
Uh-oh.
Greg was tied up in my ganyan. Watch out, everybody. We got microphones and everything around here. Perfect. And that guy that wants me to get a girlfriend, I don't know who are you? How's Scotty doing? He tried to feed me dog treats and pass it off as smoked salmon on the Victory one day. I believe
You
it.
probably told him to do that.
Yeah, I might have. He probably learned
Oh,
that from me.
Scotty. Hey, what did we say? Scotty approved.
Yeah, that's right. Israel says I
Scotty's
use
no.
Dexter knives at work to fillet fish at work. Dexters are super good.
Dexters are awesome. I definitely use Dexters. They're a little pricey sometimes. That's why I say if you're going to use a knife and sharpen it all the time, then you can go with something cheaper. but definitely
Dexters are good.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing I don't like about Dexters is the handles. They have a real aggressive pattern on it, so if you're doing a lot of stuff, it kind of can hurt your hand. And also, if you're not very sanitary with cleaning, sometimes some stuff will get stuck in there. So
How's the ceviche, guys?
You can't talk.
Oh.
Hey,
Bobby, say hi to everybody.
quiet
Hey,
room is-
Watch
Yeah,
those
it's quiet,
microphone
it's good.
cords down there.
Oh, damn.
You know what they say when it's quiet? The food is good.
Yes. Yeah.
Hole in the china shop.
How is it?
Here we go, Phil.
Uh-oh, Tony's loving it. Thank you.
Great.
This now, just to while you guys
It's
are
a
eating,
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
nice comment. Anthony processed half a Dorado on a boat with this just this knife
Anthony?
to give half to this family. So depending on the knife, when you're processing the fish, the knife is gonna become like an extension of your hand, and you can feel and you want to start to hear, you know, the knife going over the
Across the
bones,
bones.
and it kind of sounds like you're going over like a not quite like a xylophone, but you know, like a
Yeah.
and,
It is kind of like a xylophone.
This is so good.
Oh, good.
Delicious.
Oh, glad you guys like it. Thank you.
Out of this world. Anthony says, "What's up, Phil?" Anthony, thank you for your service. You guys know Anthony. He comes in with a Martin Padilla.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Okay.
Cheers, buddy.
Like, yeah.
Israel says, "Hello, Bob. Hope to see you soon." How does Israel know you, Gifford? Israel de la Cruz?
Oh, we were supposed to be on Relentless.
Yeah, I mean, oh, we went to lunch with him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
How do you
Sorry,
know?
brain peas.
540 slingers.
Brain peas. 540 slinger. You know it's good when everybody is too busy eating to answer. I know. I think we're going to just have to finish the podcast and finish this
We'll be
up.
back in 10.
We might have to do that.
One time my house is quiet.
Is
Everyone
when
likes
good
the
food's
food.
out?
Yep,
That's
exactly.
it.
You're not
That's
having
it.
any?
I'll have
Oh
some.
my God, it's all
I-
gone.
I-
I know.
There's some more here.
I ate.
Go for
I
it.
ate before I came.
God, it's so
But
good.
Women, the smart ones.
Yeah.
You know what they say? Like the reason I don't know if it was like a little funny picture or
man.
something like that. It was
Yeah,
the
babe.
reason. No, I'm not Italian, but I married one, and it was the reason that
What is your
Italian,
ethnicity, by the way?
Mostly Polish.
Okay.
Half Polish, quarter Swedish, and as my grandma would say, quarter Heinz 57.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Um,
You're not supposed to ask that question anymore, by the way. What's your ethnicity?
Oh,
You know?
man.
I do it all the
Like-
time. I don't care.
I'm proud of mine.
Yeah, and that's what I think. You know, when I ask, the reason I'm not like, oh, you're from Vietnam, I won't talk. It's not. That's
Oh,
all.
no,
I'm like,
no.
oh, you're from Vietnam. I was there. I loved. You know.
I want to ask you about that place.
Yeah.
So many things you can learn from all the different
Cultures and
every-
places in the
everything,
world.
you
And
know?
so many-
No, but that's cultural
Yeah.
appropriation. You can't. Learning a freaking foreign language is cultural. You know.
Well, everybody's
Anyway,
such a mix
don't get
now,
me started
too,
on that.
It's,
Yeah.
it's beautiful
Good job,
anyways.
baby.
Yeah.
We don't want to. It's so good.
Good job, babe.
I mean, I haven't heard Greg. He hasn't said a word. And Gifford's over there.
That never happens.
I'm gonna finish my bowl.
Jaime Gutierrez, I thought I heard Jason, then I saw him, no beard.
I should have came in with a mask.
Yeah.
No, you would know him.
Anthony showed me a picture. He goes, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking at it. I'm like, like I should know. Like,
And I'm showing her.
Definitely,
She's,
and I'm like-
well, you got to answer?
I forgot what my upper lip
and
looked like.
I was like, I don't know. And he's like, "That's Jason." I was like, "No way."
You know, I kind of like this vibe on the show at the end of the show. I mean, I guess it's going to be the end of the show. We never know, but I like this. Like, we're all eating, having a good time, and you're joining us. I wish you were down here, everybody. I wish you were
Right.
here enjoying it with us.
Out of all the days that we brought food.
There's no
no
boats
boat.
going
Yeah.
out.
I know, because we always share with everybody out
Yeah.
there.
Right, yeah. She
Yeah.
brought chicken. She brought.
Oh, my God. You did, didn't
Yeah, that
you?
whole Asian style chicken with some rice and some.
No
Oh,
one's here.
Hey, well, you know what I was happy to see when we came back
That
from our
salad.
Pride trip? We had a group up here that was going back out, and
And
they
they
had
did, yeah.
they had a bunch of Hawaiian food and stuff
Hawaiians.
out the same
Oh, they were really
way.
cool.
Heck yeah, they were the same way that we set it up, and it was such a great
I gave him a
thing.
big thing of muffins to hand out.
Samoan
Yep.
style, Hawaiian style. It was
Yep,
awesome.
it was great. And then, in fact, one of the guys that was on the boat, one of the guys that was on our boat
Oh, you
showed
told me. Gave
showed
you
us a picture and said, "Hey, we didn't catch nothing," and this guy gave us gave us a bluefin.
Oh,
Yeah, he goes,
nice.
"Look at this guy. Here's the picture," and it was the guy that
It
was
the
down
same
there.
guy. Yeah.
That's great.
So it shows how us fishermen all stick together.
The guy that wants me to get a girlfriend said,
He's
have
lost
you
his
ever
name.
thought of hooking up with Dan Hernandez? You mean as a girlfriend? Oh, no. You both deal in SoCal fishing. Oh, yeah, I love Dan. We'll have to have him on the show for sure. But, yeah, girlfriend's out for me, or I will get killed.
Especially with Dan Hernandez.
Moki 1, Victorinox for boning knives. Have you ever heard of those?
These are Victorinox.
That's what this one is, actually.
The inexpensive Rapala fillet knives have okay handles, but great steel.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And they definitely do. In fact, when I was in culinary
Rapala
school,
brand.
Yeah.
I had a French teacher that taught French and baking. Made me go buy him that exact knife.
Really?
And was like, "This is the Ferrari of knives."
Really?
Which
I
one?
swear,
The
the
Rapala?
one he just said, the
Really?
Rapala one, you get
Really?
at
No
Turner's or whatever.
They're
No
cheap,
way.
too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they're not cheap. They're like 30 or 40 bucks. If you spend for a little bit more, you get like the small one and the bigger one.
Yeah.
But they are super flexible, like way more flexible than what this is. And I use it for filleting freshwater fish, trout, and everything. And he told me he made me go buy him one. So just put it that way when I was in culinary school.
Anthony, you have a request to get a close-up of the ceviche and a chip.
Yeah, put it on a chip right there.
Can we
and
do
then
it?
put
Yeah,
a
just
little-
take it over there.
Put a
There
little
you go.
topping on
Well,
top
ceviche
too.
on a chip. There you go.
Oh, on a chip. Yes, thank
Yeah.
Or
you.
whatever
And take
it's
it-
said
No, I
on
can't
it.
read English.
And take it to the camera like they're eating it.
With the chip and ceviche.
All right, Anthony's doing this. We pay a lot of money to get these kind of props for you folks out there. So,
So imagine smelling this and eating this right now.
can you go a little closer? Let's see what happens.
Smell-o-vision.
We're trying to get Wonka vision here soon.
All right, there you go. Perfect. Smell-o-vision.
We're trying to get Wonka vision, but it hasn't come in yet.
Ernie Montano said, if you mentioned the fish for the ceviche, I missed it. It
Dorado.
was
It was
Dorado.
Dorado.
This one's Dorado.
Dorado, Ernie.
But you can use
But
the
I-
same recipe with any light carp. I mean, all the sheep's head we caught would have been great for this.
Oh,
the whitefish that we
yes.
caught would have been great for this.
You know what? That camera angle, I can see my gut. I've lost all this weight,
That's how
but
I-
I still have to lose more. Damn it!
I'm trying
No,
to
really,
watch
that's
it.
a
We did it
that's
on
a terrible
purpose.
angle on my
I know.
gut. I'll tell you that right now. I'm still too fat.
We're trying to keep you on
I'm trying to watch
keto.
how I'm sitting right
What?
now. Look,
Are you
I
getting
looked
it
up-
too?
I looked up and I'm like, oh, my stomach doesn't look good in that shot.
I know. Yeah, get that damn camera off my gut. How do you? This guy that wants me to get a girlfriend?
We know where the
How am I
next
going to
one's
get a
gonna go. It's
girlfriend
gonna be
with my
like,
gut hanging
"Where's
over
the
my?
next episode?"
Make sure you keep that girlfriend stuff quiet and when we're down in Mexico.
Dorado's back in the picture.
Oh, there you are. Perfect. All right, hey, how about some more likes for Jen because she's doing such a great job.
Definitely, this was awesome.
Thank you, Jen.
Definitely.
Hold on, we'll see if there's any more questions for you. Phil,
All right.
where did Mike Blue end up? I'm not sure. I don't know where Mike is. Mike ran the Victory. I think he
Yeah, for the
retired.
victory for a while.
Mike's super nice guy,
I love
and
that
he
guy.
was like an usher or something at Angel Stadium, or
Yeah.
Was he really?
right?
I think so.
Yeah, Mike's a great guy. I don't know where he is. I've
Angels suck.
lost track of some guys. So, Pacific Hookup. Hi, Mom.
Oh, that's my son.
Love you guys.
Your kid. Where are your kids
Pacific
tonight?
Hookup.
They've been sick,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
my aunt came over to watch.
Oh, that's
watch
nice.
them and yeah.
No, well, that's nice. They're watching. Dan Smith says, "Yay, Jen! Good job.
Hi.
I knew you'd be a hit."
Yep.
Thank you.
It was
I knew
awesome.
that.
It was great.
Dan is the one that we made the pink gaff for.
Cannot wait to get that
Him and Kim.
You were supposed to get that to him the other night,
I
right?
was
Yeah,
supposed to.
when the trip got.
Well, we could have got
yeah.
limits on Dorado.
Right?
Oh,
Nah,
how
Yeah, we
the
would've
Calm
got-
down, everybody.
we would have got beat up on
how
that
the
small
tide
boat. so-
Right.
turns.
Moki won. Also, hit the likes for crying out loud. Thank you,
Yes, definitely. please.
Israel, with a $10
Heck
bill.
yeah.
Oh.
Jen, thanks for the
Thank
ceviche.
Oh, speaking of people donating
Thank you,
stuff,
Israel.
Are we going to do a raffle pretty soon? We were thinking about having people donate like this. They give $5, we give them a ticket.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next few shows.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't we have a beautiful reel we wanted to give away?
We got all kinds of stuff. We got Alexa, Daiwa
We have
reel.
Alexa 400 we want to give away. So
Israel, that means a lot. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do you have a question for a whatever it is we're doing tonight?
What are we giving away?
Oh, don't we have a Mad Mac? Was that Mad Mac?
that
Oh,
Big
was
Mac-
that somebody else's? or
No,
what?
that Big Mad Mac is for that was the one
raffle.
that raffle that David Rosenthal wants us to do.
Oh,
so.
we're gonna raffle it,
But
or
we have jigs up here too. We got
Option.
tatty jigs and stuff, and
no? But we have. We want to give away a couple tatty lures.
heck yeah,
Ooh, I see some new tatties.
yep. and
They're
mint
beautiful,
color,
man.
too.
How about
Those are
it?
my favorite.
Or we can go with the hybrid ones for everybody doing bluefin and stuff.
Yeah, where are they? Up there?
Up there behind
Let's
us,
do one of
yeah.
those hybrid
Okay.
caddies.
Yeah.
I'll get it for you.
We'll do
Yeah,
the. We'll do,
Get that camera off
we'll
my
do
gut.
We'll do.
Just kidding.
We'll do the squid one right there.
All right. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, there's that
Okay.
one, the one next to it too.
All right, here we go. So we're going to give this away right now. Greg, you don't get to play.
I don't.
Oh, you can play. I'm only kidding. Greg, so go ahead. You have to come over here with your lovely wife. No, you stay there.
I'll stay here.
He can, and make sure you're on mic there.
Then I get to get the copy away.
Okay, it's kind of a short week, you guys. Kind of a short week with the Pride trip and the non-pre-recorded videos that Phil had to do, or not
Yeah,
do.
right.
I
But
did them, didn't I?
this week there was a massive yellowtail bite. I want to know where this yellowtail bite was and which landmass, I should say. Which landmass? Where was this yellowtail bite that Phil was talking about on the morning briefing? Where was this yellowtail bite at?
Oh, Greg knows.
Greg knows.
He's a morning briefing fanatic.
Pull your phone out.
Scott
Don't leave
Bucher.
it.
Come on, who's the first one? I bet Israel's going to get it.
I always
Probably.
Israel,
Probably.
where was the best yellowtail fishing the last few days is the question. And you get to win this beautiful.
Albert Ponce!
Yep.
Oh, you know what that means?
Albert.
You got to take this to Albert down in Baja and fish it with blackfin.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah, he's
That's
down there.
perfect.
Gifford, you ready to go? Now we're definitely going to Mexico.
Yep.
All right,
That's
Albert.
automatic.
That's for you. Here.
Pando
I'm giving it
56.
somebody responsible.
540
Yeah, right.
slingers. I love it, you guys. I
These
love
guys
to
are
see
all
it.
right on. Look at this.
No, I know it was kind of
Jaime
a short-
Gutierrez Clemente.
I know it's kind of a short week, you guys, but the Freedom absolutely murdered that better grade of yellowtail. And, you know, next week we'll have a full week. I'll have some more questions for you guys. Please stay tuned to the Friedman family morning briefings and just follow along. Those questions will be here next Tuesday. I love you guys. We give you some more updates as we get on this yellowfin. Jason's getting a brand new 2010, brand new to us,
But brand new to us, right?
2010 Yamaha on his 228 Grady White, and we're looking forward to repowering the motor and getting out there as soon as possible. So
Yep.
you
Hopefully
guys
by
just let
next
us know what
weekend
you
you'll
guys
see
want to
us.
see, and if you guys want Jennifer to cook anything else, we're happy to do it. And
Let
love
us
you
know.
guys. Thanks for everything, you guys. Family Freedman Adventures all the way.
Anthony,
Yeah.
Jen, you guys are a big part. Jason,
Thank you very much.
Greg's off camera. Bob's off camera. They're a little camera shy sometimes. And
Everybody
all of
stops
you,
here.
we can't thank you enough. I think we're done. What do you guys think? Because Jen's still got a whole bunch of food for us to nibble on, right?
There's extra food outside.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
chicken and broccoli and all
Yeah.
kinds of great stuff.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody look forward next week. We're going to start trying to get that raffle together. I saw somebody put a post that Dan Hernandez does $5 raffles. We're going to do that same kind of thing and give away, you know, a reel and try to get some money together for this
Help the
Mexico.
fuel cost.
Yeah,
Offset the
and,
fuel
and
cost.
also help this Mexico trip. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I
like
mean,
we
the
want to
fuel
get
cost
down
of
there.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to get down there. You know, and if we're gonna do some fishing, you know, to give away some of this fish, it's gonna cost some money. So
Albert says, if you haven't paid for that 2010, let me know. Well, he must have a motor for you.
oh man.
Yeah. You better talk.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see Albert maybe in a couple of days.
Yep. Well, hit us up because we're still working on things. So
Yeah.
All right.
Let Phil know, please.
yes,
Great
definitely.
show. Dan Smith says, Dan, you love everything we do, and we love you
There's
so
58
much.
people watching. We only have 54 likes. Hit that like button, please, guys.
And if you have any more questions, get them in now because we're gonna call it a night here in a second. The guy that wants me to get a girlfriend, I don't know who he is. Phil, did you know Earl Stretch? Mike Reed. I know Mike Reed. I don't know Earl Stretch. So yeah, Mike was on our show. In fact, if you go through the archives, Eddie Leland and him did just a fantastic show, no question about it. Albert's getting his 2012 rebuilt.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
Albert's helping me. You know, my transmission went out in my car.
Yep.
Albert hooked me up with a great guy. And Albert, I love you. Crystal, your whole family, great stuff. All right, I think we're done. What do you say? Should we
Okay.
say goodbye to everybody? Don't forget, as Anthony said, morning briefing tomorrow morning in just a few more hours. Can't wait to be standing on that beach with all of you. Keep your thoughts and prayers for Eddie Leland. That is so important. And also for Mustafa, the young man who I found on the beach. That is so important, reaching across the globe to the United Arab Emirates and to Egypt, where he was from. Like I said, I talked to his cousin today. Don't want to get too emotional about it, but it really touched my heart. No question about it. And there's a lot of good fishing to come. These guys, like James Mosier, are pointing out that Dorado is not gone. It's got lockjaw.
Let's do it.
Get a little bit warmer water, and that's going to turn on. We've got a great trip on the Relentless at the end of the month.
Yes.
I'll be doing surf fishing guided tours here sometime in the near future when my hair starts to grow again, perhaps. And Anthony,
Rogaine.
if you put the camera on Jen and my gut next week, we're gonna. Which one of these knives is good to stick him in the?
Hey man, I'm losing weight and you're
for
gaining
sure.
it back.
I'm losing, but that camera angle sucks. Hey, thanks everybody. We love you.
My new woodwork, me and Bob's new woodwork.
Woo!
Good job with the Dorado and the wood. The
And we got a
set
little
is
green
looking
room going
good.
now finally
Yes.
too. So
Yes.
Thanks everybody, and once we hit 1 million hits or views, which will be in about 3 weeks, we're gonna have you out with us. It's gonna be really good.
Plus,
Wonderful.
Yeah,
let them know next Tuesday.
next
we brought
Tuesday.
Too much food. This Tuesday.
Yeah.
Nobody's here, so please feel free to come on down, meet the family, have a bite to eat.
All right, hey, let's do that. Next Tuesday, if you want to come down here, we start our show at 6. Come down at 5.
Yes.
Does that sound right?
hey, and if you want me to taste your food, bring your food too.
Yeah, exactly.
Potluck style.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a potluck next Tuesday. Anybody
bring some
interested?
food, bring some food.
Right?
Send me a text. Greg's in, man. He's bringing something.
Whatever
What are
your
you bringing?
specialty is, bring it.
I'm
Dogs
bringing
are
a
welcome.
bowl.
We'll figure it out,
Bring a
right?
bowl. Bring a bowl and a fork.
Hot dogs will work too. What are you guys cooking next week? Jaime Gutierrez wants to know.
That depends on what's on sale.
You're
And
like
what- and
me.
what we catch
I
coming up
agree.
here.
Dan
That's how I
Smith.
grew up.
What do you got at home? man? What
I'm
do
with
got at
you.
home?
Ooh, I got a big pork butt. That's got
We
a
all love
pork shoulder butt.
We
Oh,
all love
perfect.
pork butt.
Sounds like
That's gonna
carnitas
be-
almost,
that's
right?
gonna be
Yep.
cooked for 10 hours.
That's
What we
it'd be
doing
so
next?
That
tender.
sounds like pulled pork to me.
Yeah.
Dan
That's
Smith,
what's
Phil.
That's what's going down.
I seen a movie once, Perfect Girlfriend for you, but she turns into a seal. Perfect. Tie lines, everyone. All right, folks, thanks again. It's been great spending time with you. We're going to continue the party here, right?
Let's
Unless
Definitely.
Tony and
Let's
Janelle throw us
continue.
out of here. Great show. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back next Tuesday. I'll see you in the morning on the morning briefing. Thanks for joining us, and we send you all our very, very best. Take care, everybody.